Twitch.
I might have my thingy on. Let's turn off my speaker microphone thing on 20. Audio, video. No, I don't have.
Are you sleepy?
Who?
Barry.
Barry. Oh.
No, I'm trying to think.
Oh.
I'm having thinking problems.
It's okay. Just do I do and let your mouse do the thinking for you.
No, that always gets me in trouble. My
That's
mouth.
okay.
Have you guys got any echo here?
No.
No, you're all good.
No, you're good.
Cool. All right. So this is episode number 60. Cracky dick.
Shit.
Okay, cool. And yeah. Okay, so you guys are back at the airbase at this point, I suspect. Tell me differently if that's not the case.
I'll be doing the echo thing. Oh, we can't do it without the doc. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, we're back at the airbase. I'm working hard.
Working hard or hardly working?
I wish I was hardly working.
Well,
I'm on my phone.
You're on your phone. Who are you talking?
Hardly working.
Alan.
Alan. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, Parker is organizing. Right now, there's been a big truck has arrived during the daytime, and it's covered up in canvas and what have you, and it's been parked in the hangar all day. Now that it's nighttime, he's got a small crew who are assisting with a crane that they've set up undercover, and they're lifting an anti-aircraft missile installation onto the roof of the tower, of the control tower, and installing that. There's a bunch of activity going on outside. They're using lights and things because they need to see, but they're trying to get it done as quickly as they can in the rain, in the fog. Yeah, so you guys are all inside right now. Dr. Shipman is off doing Dr. Shipman things. And of
Molesting
course,
poor breed, sorry.
Right. So Alexi, you've
You
been
got
away
it.
for a couple of days doing other things, which can only be put down to special Nosferatu operations that you're unable to talk about. If you can think of anything you want to make up and add and throw in there, I'm okay with that. But I just thought that would give you an easy way out of not having to.
Sounds good.
Say stuff. And so you pop into the hangar where I assume Sage and Bishop and where those two are. Philippe is off with the investigative team right now.
Yep.
I might even say that Philippe has gone to the south of France to visit Rennes-le-Chateau to do some spirits touching on some gravestones.
That makes good sense. I'll go for that.
All right. So Philippe is not here. Bishop and Sage. Parker's off doing stuff. Alan, is Alan? Has he healed yet?
He is unbruised now.
Unbruised. Well, he can spend a blood point and a willpower point to sort that out.
Yeah. It's been like a couple of days, right? I've already accounted for that.
Oh, you've already accounted for that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. And is Sage healed?
Yep. She's good.
So what's everybody's health rate? I'm assuming Alexis is fine now because he's had a few days off.
My willpower, though.
Low willpower. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm on 4.
What, after a couple of days of not being attacked and such, you guys can have your willpower back to full. We can call that the end of a story.
Awesome. Yay!
I've updated Bishop and Philippe.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So what is Sage doing?
Hopefully I catch the mute button in time.
Yeah, I'm just messaging Alan.
This may not be in.
Asking how he's doing.
Yep.
And how the news is going.
The news. He's like, what news?
Oh, he's in front of the TV. It's still martial law. I'm just wondering if anything's gone down because he's in town.
Right. He responds that everything seems to be quiet on the Western Front. Although Chelsea did beat this particular other team at football last night up north, and he thought that Dave Goodman is not a very good referee, and he starts going on about football, as he does.
I adore you, but I don't really know football or what you're talking about.
And also he says he misses Nando's.
Oh. Well, I do know of some vampires that can eat food.
He responds, "I am not one of them."
Okay. In V5, the higher your humanity, you can eat food.
Fair
So,
enough.
I mean, at this time we're both of us
No,
are 7.
Bishop will never eat food again.
Well, I suppose he can, but he can.
It's not really part of the path of Mars.
Yeah. Or maybe he responds that he's been trying to eat Nando's and it just doesn't have the same flavor or ring to it anymore.
Oh.
And it's not very satisfying, and he's sick of having to purge it.
Oh. Okay. Well, stop trying that, and just remember that you're a vampire. Nope. Just remember that you can go to clubs and enjoy yourself there.
He responds, "Martial law."
Sorry. Sorry.
He says, "Have you got any ideas for how I can get some?" Hang on. He says, "How do I get cheeky Nando's?" And he puts an asterisk next to Nando's.
I'll be like, oh, I should probably come back. I should probably go. I'll go pick you up, and then I'll take you.
All right.
Looking for cheeky Nando's.
Very good then.
Just to be sure, what year is this again?
This
2000.
is 2000.
Okay.
So, Alexi, where are you at?
I would be at the hanging out at the airbase, maybe assisting with the installation of the roof stuff since I'm super strong.
Yep, no, that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so you're up on the roof helping hoist stuff up and move stuff around, and you may have like a laptop, a waterproofed laptop computer thingy wrapped up in plastic.
My tough book.
Right, exactly. And you're up there calibrating the missile defense system and so on. The next thing to organize is going to be to get the radar up and running. And then you'll have an actual radar to see what's flying in your immediate airspace. Parker says that he's got passive systems operating already, so you've got a certain amount of infrared and what have you there.
Nice.
And downstairs there is an anti-aircraft gun on rails that they can slides out of the hangar.
Cool.
It slides out, and it's got a 270-degree arc, so it doesn't go all the way around, but it's better than nothing.
Close enough.
Yeah. Now, this is the other thing that you've discovered, Lexi, is Mr. Bishop here has requested of the Nosferatu access to one of the Nosferatu's bases. Essentially, it's a base right on the River Thames, connected through the sewer, connected to the subway, and he's negotiated a safe route from that base all the way back to the airbase. Now, you've already been using that exact route for some time, so you know the route, and you know everything about that route. You're intimately familiar with it, and so now Bishop's got access to it as well, which means the Order has access to it. Everybody in the coterie pretty much can have access to it, I assume.
Cool.
Is that true, Bishop?
Oh, yes. Like, I'm not going to argue with them.
Well, there's one sewer connection to the airbase, so
Yeah, so there is a sewer connection to the airbase, and that sewer connection is also connected to the nearest underground railway as well. There is an empty railway station on that passage that you have sometimes used for taking food and or crashing if necessary in the past. The Nosferatu know about it, but you don't believe anybody else knows about it. It used to be a subway station that was they cut off that particular line, and so it is a dead end. So there's nothing there. It's just an empty subway station, and they collapsed the tunnel. And you know what? They didn't collapse the tunnel. They just locked all the doors and shit, and it's just been shut down. Without the signage upstairs, nobody would know what it was, and so it just looks like a random entrance to something with locked gates and doors and signs that say "Do not enter," blah blah blah, and security cameras. Yeah, so there might be a relay station there for communications. Okay.
Yep.
So, does anyone want to do anything particularly right now?
I'm going to go
Yep.
see
Mhm.
Alan. Yeah.
So you drive across the city in the rain on a bike or in a car or flying
yeah.
saucer?
Um,
Fly yourself there?
I don't really remember how I got here. Like, I think Alan might have lent me one of his vehicles or something.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Alan's developed an interest in Aston Martins. So he's been driving a sports car lately. Since he became a vampire, he decided to buy himself a Aston Martin for his birthday.
And he's managed to get it through the martial law.
Well, it's the
Nice.
martial law is, he has his ways.
Okay, his ways. Right. Well, I doubt I'll be in that. I'll probably be in another vehicle.
All right.
If he's just recently got it, because I haven't seen him in maybe over a day or something.
Right. Maybe that's what he texted you, was he's gotten this Aston Martin and it's been delivered today, and he's really excited to drive it, but he can't go out in it yet, and he hasn't even had a chance to drive in it because he's been injured and so on. And
I give him a heart emoji.
he's whinging about that.
Voila. And then
Alexis asked in chat, "What's the GPS of?" All right.
So yeah, I'll go to ours. Sorry, mine.
Okay, so you get to your house.
Yeah.
And you see the lights are on upstairs. And you get to the door, and what sort of security you got there at the moment?
It's whatever Bishop's given me.
Okay, Bishop, what kind of security is on Sage's house right now? Do you have
Oh, it's pretty much what we argued about.
Great. So we're not giving him any information.
We probably, I said you need this security and you need this security, but knowing her like I do, and she argued most of it away, like I can imagine, I don't.
No, I was like, you should do whatever you want, because I don't know security. Here's money.
Okay, so I was so shocked and surprised.
All right.
I felt her temperature just to make sure are you okay?
I'm dead.
And then basically I set her up with the best stuff I got. If I can't look after my own friends, then I might need another job. Yeah.
Well, the good news is that you do have some good stuff available, and the bad news is that you have low resources because of the loss of the complex recently.
How is that?
However, this is high priority, so you put like 3 of your top mercenaries on the job.
Yeah.
They might be Raya's ghouls.
Yeah.
And Raya now has charge of your security.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Is that good for you, Sage?
Yeah.
Yep. So they have a person at the door, and they have a van across the road, and they have a security camera on the door, basically on all the entrances and in the yard. And one of their they have a night watchman that just walks around the property casually all day, all night, taking shifts, and keeping an eye on the place inside and out. There's probably a panic room that's been installed in the house by now. So if anything happens, you can hit the button, get to the panic room, hit the button, and just lock it down. And it is a steel vault that cannot be, very difficult to get into. You would need serious kind of tools to get into there. You have your own electricity now. So you have a generator, like a backup generator. You run on the grid most of the time, but you have a backup generator that would last for 2 weeks,
Wow.
if necessary. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Right. Well,
And you have a car that will drive you around, or follow your car around if necessary. And I
Cool.
suspect that they have MI5 clearance as well, so that if you're traveling somewhere, they can either pick you up and drop you off, or they can follow your vehicle. And if you get stopped, they're part of your detail. All right.
Yep. Well,
That car is full of weapons, so if you ever need weapons, that's where your sniper rifle will be.
okay, right.
A spare one at least, if you don't have one on you.
We have a quartermaster, don't we?
Yeah, who's the quartermaster around here? I mean, I've always sort of thought of Parker as the sort of quartermaster, but
Yeah,
he's
well,
not really now.
you and me thinking the
I'm
same.
the IT guy.
You and me thinking the same.
Okay. Well, at this point, Parker's going to have to appoint a new quartermaster, and perhaps that's currently what one of his jobs is, to decide who's going to be the new quartermaster. So I'm going to need some NPC names for these guys. So if anyone's got any suggestions, whack them in the chat, and I'll copy and paste them into my notes. Okay. So you get to the place and you go in.
Yes.
And you get past the security, and Alan comes limping down the stairs. Oh, there you are.
Hello. Come over here. I missed you.
Yeah, and you, yeah. And he does all the things.
Hmm.
And after you guys have
All the relationship-y things.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
Where's Corey?
Oh yeah, she's upstairs. The little cat is upstairs. Yeah, she's
That's good.
got a bowl of milk, and she seems to be all right.
That's good.
Can't get
I'm
rid of
going
her,
to
be
try. I'm going to try and talk to her again in a
All right.
moment.
Good luck.
Thank you. Wait, you should come with me.
All right, if you like.
Let's both try and talk to Corey.
All right. So you want me to talk to these damned animals now? All right, fine. Let's go and talk to the cat. So we're going to make an animal handling. What is this called? Animal ken check. Is it V5? Do they have animal ken still?
Yeah, animal kin.
Animal kin, yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Oh, and charisma.
charisma. All right.
And you can roll for Parker as well.
Parker.
Not Parker, but Alan.
Right. First one's Alan, and second one is Sage. So I can't see it. Okay. Well, Sage actually did it, and Alan got 1 success.
Wow. Okay. So you
did
can
it.
have an experience point towards animal ken.
Excellent. Oh, animal kin.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
If
Sweet.
that's what you need. You're looking for experience in. Do you need it for something else?
Well, animalism is what I'm trying to.
You're trying to raise your
Trying to get-
animalism.
Yeah.
Right. Do you use animal ken when you roll for animalism?
Probably. Otherwise, what's the point of the skill?
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I would think. Now, I realized too that Samuel has not been seen or heard of for some time. He kind of got abandoned, and I do apologize. We
No,
left
that's
him
all right.
on the mountain and got carried away with other stuff.
anyway, I can get that skill, so
Okay.
I will talk to her now.
All right. So you talk to the kitty cat and
Yeah.
make friends with Corey on a whole new level. Your relationship with the cat is now leveled up,
Yes.
as they say.
Talking to her, and I'm apologizing profusely for not like having my heart in her growth up until now.
She purrs.
You can talk to me.
Yes. I'm not in the space to role play a cat at the second. So
You're
I'll
like
have
this.
Yes.
Although I'm Corey.
Although I'm Corey. Yeah.
Meow.
It just reminds me of David Rattenborough. Love that. Yeah. The rat.
I've missed that one.
In Chicago. Don't worry.
Right. That was a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Right. And the cockroach.
Yeah.
What was that cockroach's name? Anyway.
Steve Allen?
Steve Allen, the cockroach. Yeah. That's right.
Anyway, Alan.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. She's really responding, isn't she? You see that? Yeah.
Yes.
She climbs up on Alan's shoulder.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at that. So
I'll give him a kiss.
So is there anything important going on tonight, Sage, that we really need to think about besides the cat?
Well, I came back because I want to take you back to Uther's.
Okay.
There's something that we're going to do, and I want you to be there for it.
Right. Okay.
It's going to be the best drug that you've ever had in your life.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
But we're vampires. We can't do drugs, can we?
Trust me. Do you remember that time where was it Philippe and Alexi and I were in the room in Uther's house, and you were outside? Benjamin told you to leave us be, and
right. Was that what you were doing? You were doing fucking drugs.
But like the best drug.
Wow. Okay.
You're going to love it, and also be kind of scared by it.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm in. Let's go.
All right. Maybe we should get one of the security guards to look after Corey.
She's all right. I mean, yeah, all right. I mean, or we could bring the cat.
The thing is, I shouldn't really bring Corey because, I can't leave her be. I don't know what to do. What do I do? Well, I'll take her.
Yeah, just take the cat. Well, I mean, look, honestly, I think she'd be better off at Uther's place. There's a whole bunch of space to roam around and grass and things. And Benjamin's always there. And you know what? Benjamin drinks milk.
That's true.
He's always got milk in the fridge.
Okay, we'll take Corey there, and I'll take some of her like toys and stuff. And what was I going to say? Oh, right, Alan. So you said you're going to move out, right? You already have your apartment.
Well, I don't have to move out. I just wanted to have somewhere else to take you.
Okay. That's good, because look at this place. It's huge, and I'd be so alone.
Yeah.
With all the bodyguards.
I mean, what we could, I don't know, we could downsize or something. I mean, it doesn't need to be this big, does it?
But I like this place. This is Kit's and
look, you're a celebrity, Sage. It is common knowledge that celebrities own multiple houses in multiple places and travel around between them. What you need next is like a beach house in I don't know, the Seychelles or something.
Yeah, maybe we could talk about, collaborating.
You know what we should do? We should buy a fucking island.
Okay, let's do it. I gotta make more money though. I feel like what I've earned isn't gonna cut it.
Probably not enough to buy an island just yet, but one day, and maybe you and our friends and whatnot could put together and buy an island, and we could have houses on the island together. Then we wouldn't have to live under the same roof all the time. Them and us and so on.
I love it.
Right.
Should we take the Aston Martin?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It's covered up at the moment, so you can help me get the cover off it.
Yeah. Does it have rockets?
Not that I know of, but it might. I haven't checked that.
Okay.
But never know. Could have rockets. Have a look, okay? So you go outside and take the cover off the Aston Martin, and there it is, gleaming in the false light of the security lights, basically, in the night.
I'm gonna just touch it, and without thinking about it, I'm like dun 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 dun, and I won't continue because we could get copyrighted. But I'm thinking of the James Bond tune.
Ding ding ding. Yep. Okay, so you touch the car, and then he says, "You want to drive?"
Do you want me to drive?
Yeah.
All right, give
I
me
like
the
you
keys.
driving.
All right, let's go.
All right. And
Hold on to Corey.
huh?
Hold on to Corey,
All
okay?
right, so he grabs Corey, and you guys get in the car,
Yep.
and the car starts, and this explosion goes off, lifting the car into the air. You can both make dexterity and dodge checks, please.
Okay, Dick's dodge. Oh God, what about Corey? You better.
Corey's going to have to make a dex and dodge check. I mean, you can try and split your dice pool to save Corey.
Okay.
In which
that?
case, you
Oh,
make
okay.
2 dex and dodge checks.
Okay. Well, Alan. Alan's the one holding her.
Yeah, true. So you split his dice pool.
Okay. How do I?
Unless you want to cover the pair of them with your, use your body as a shield.
Okay. I'm going to just roll. I'm going to roll Alan's and then halve that.
Okay.
Because I don't really know how to yet. Oh God, he's got 1. Okay. And myself. I've also got 1. Fuck.
Okay. Well,
Are we going to be out for the count again? We're not going to. We're not going to.
as it so happened, the car lands back on the road and its wheels are kind of destroyed. The bottom of the car is severely dented, but the explosion doesn't make it into the car somehow. And Alan sits there looking at you and the cat, and you've both survived. You might have taken like 2 levels of non-aggravated damage from just the bumps and bruises of being smashed against the ceiling. And the car stops rocking, and the alarm on the car is going off, and the security people are running out of the house and running across from the van, and they've got fire extinguishers, and they're putting all the fire out from the outside of the car, and they rip the doors open and pull you out.
Oh, thank you.
And they drag you away from the car and the fire as quickly as possible and spray you down with anti-fire, like fire retardant foam. Whatever you're wearing is now covered in foam, and so's the cat. He's meow, meow,
Oh.
covered in foam, little ears sticking out. And Alan's kind of in shock, like, what the fuck was that about?
Where did you get this car?
I ordered it. I ordered it online. I got it from a website. They said they could deliver it. That they had special, they could deliver it. Even I called them about it. I emailed them anyway, and they said it would be all right to deliver it during the day, even with the martial law. They had special permit.
I'll look at the security guards. Be like,
we need to go back through that and check them out. But what the fuck? They must have fucked it up, because they certainly didn't blow us up, but they fucked my car.
I hope you have insurance.
Yeah, I've got insurance.
Okay.
But you were a little bit surprised and shocked, because I'm
Just a little.
a little bit, that was out of game. How much does an Aston Martin cost these days?
We're gonna heal up that stuff
Aston
as well.
Martin's a classic.
Yep.
Well, guess we're not taking that. Perhaps security. Could you guys check the other cars, please? For bombs. I assume it's because of the rockets.
Right.
Rockets. This is an actual James Bond car.
Or Sage's bad driving.
Targeted.
Shortly after, Rhea turns up, and she turns up in a van, and she gets out and comes over to you, and she's like, "Are you all right?
Oh, yes, we're fine.
What happened?"
The car exploded,
I know that much.
but weirdly, we were okay.
Well, I guess they failed to connect all the fuses on it or something. Perhaps it wasn't installed correctly. Who knows? In any case, we're going to ship this car to our base, the new base, and we're going to check it there. So she's in the process of organizing a tow truck, like a flatbed tow truck, where they drag it up onto the back. And so it's being winched up onto the back of the thing. All right, so you're standing in the rain watching the Aston Martin get pulled up onto the back of a tow truck. Alan's standing there next to you, still kind of jaw hanging open. And he's pretty pissed, and you find out from him that it costs, £390,000. So he's pretty upset about that.
Let's give him a hug.
Right, and
even
Corey,
though
however, thinks that the foam is fun.
cute. Even though the car exploded, I'm just glad that we didn't really get hurt. Especially you, Alan. Especially you, Corey.
I guess they failed their out of game. They failed their demolitions check.
Thank God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, those of you at the base, you get an alert to say that this business has just happened, and you get a rundown from Raya saying Alan's Aston Martin has just been bombed, failed bomb attempt, destroyed the Aston Martin. Everybody is safe. Bringing the Aston Martin in for forensics.
Okay, and
I jumped down off the roof.
Like a
superhero.
Yeah.
Alexi.
Or like a fish. Just flop.
Are you with me, Bishop?
Yep, I'm with you. Have you heard the latest?
Yep. Heading inside to greet them.
All right. Find out what you can about the company. I don't need to tell you your job.
Right. So the Sage and Alan turn up with a cat and with Raya in Raya's van shortly thereafter.
Sorry, Alan. We were going to go get some food.
I'm fucking starving, actually. Has anyone got any suggestions where we can get some, Nando's?
Well, the truth is, even though it is martial art, people are still going to be partying.
You think so?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
I there's like a street that I just tend to go down.
We could go to people's houses, I mean, people do live in houses. We could just go and visit some houses, and knock on a door or go on the back door or something,
Okay, well, seeing as when I first got here, there was like an aisle that was just full of like students.
Right.
So we can go there because they always party.
Right. So we're talking about it was like a student block, but basically like a apartment block, or what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of game.
I don't know.
Okay.
There always is like a student area. So
near the university.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go there, and like I'm still 18, right? So I fit in quite well. That's generally where I go if I can't go to incognito.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I can come along and try that.
You can be my dad.
Be your dad?
I'm only joking.
What are you going to do? Are you staying here? You want to come and watch poor Alan figure out my, new feeding habits and so on? I know you're all fucking experts at it.
You guys want to get some food? Food?
Who?
You.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work this spell check thing.
Put that down. Let's go get some food, Bishop. Come on. Come on.
Okay. It could.
You have to be able to concentrate, right? You can't concentrate if your blood sugar is low.
All right.
This is true.
I don't want to look into your explosion, though.
Well, of course it makes sense.
Parker comes in. He says, look, everybody's here. I take it you've all heard. Oh, you're here too. I see you've heard.
Look, I'm covered in foam.
Yes, you probably need to get that off. For you heading out.
Sage's car exploded.
Right.
Yes,
it wasn't Sage's car, according to reports. It was Alan's car.
Sorry,
wait,
Alan's car.
Aren't we supposed to be, taking this gentleman to the prince anyway?
Yeah.
Which gentleman?
Well,
your gentleman, your little gentleman.
Oh, you mean?
I look at Parker like.
You mean?
Alan's like, do you think maybe it was a warning?
A warning for what?
I don't know.
Who have we pissed off lately? Or at least Alan.
Everyone?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it was awfully fucking incompetent, wasn't it?
Wait, if you could get someone to like Philippe to look at the device itself to spirits touch it?
Yeah, Philippe.
Yeah,
where is
me and Philippe can have a look.
There is a slight problem with that. Good idea, excellent idea. I'm glad you thought of it. I have hope for you yet. He's in Paris at the moment.
He's
That's
in
not ideal.
Le Chateau, in fact.
What? We don't have anyone that can do that.
I could get him to fly back, but he wouldn't
it level
be
1
here
or 2?
till...
Is it level 1 or 2?
3, I
That's
think.
Level 3.
Ah, 3. Sorry, I meant 2 or 3. Yep, no, no.
Well, why don't we sort of put it in a box and take it with us to? I actually think it's a bad idea to take it to the prince. But if we can find like a toreador, Electra can do it.
Well,
That's
What
all I
about
got
that
really.
fellow you keep talking about that lives at that bookshop?
Victor. We could take it to Victor.
Yeah,
We so could.
You're a genius. That's why I
I know, I'm
love
a
you.
fucking genius, right?
excuse me. Who the hell is
Oh.
that?
Victor Faust.
Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't think of that.
Here's a
Very
bookshop.
very dapper gentleman that's been helping me out with my music.
Okay, so we're gonna take a whole car to him and...
No, not the whole car. Just the part that blew up. Just the explosive device, if there's anything left of it.
Yes.
But we're gonna have to find it and dig it out of the bottom of the car.
That's gonna take a little while.
Can you guys help me turn the car over?
I can go do that now.
Let's just
go.
roll it over on its side, eh?
I'll go pick it up.
All right.
Roll it over.
Lexi just turns the car over like with his bare hands.
And then starts investigating.
I get you should probably learn that. I think that would be very you.
Yeah, I fucking want to do that. Yeah, man. Lexi, Alan comes over to you while you're at the bottom of the car.
Hey, yeah, sure.
Can you teach me that?
Yeah, we can give it a go.
Give it a go. I want to
Yeah.
I want to fucking learn that.
Well, it's up to you, but yeah, sure. I also can teach you a bit of fortitude if you want.
Yeah, that's what we need. Fortitude and what do you call this one? Lifting fucking cars.
Potence.
Poter makes sense, doesn't it? Potence. Yeah, potence. Imagine how hard I could kick a ball.
Like
You could right through someone.
Bishop.
A perception and investigation check.
Yeah, he'll look for the bomb because he knows what it should, where he would put it. He knows where he
Bishop
would
can
put
make
it.
a perception and investigation check, and so can Alexi. Bishop has he's got demolitions, I think, on his character sheet.
Yeah.
Want me to roll that instead?
You know what? Why not?
You do like perception demolitions or something.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. That's one we've filled in, so it won't be there. Other 3. He rolls 3 successes, and I roll 3 successes.
All right.
Good job.
So between you, with 6 successes, you find the detonator. He finds some of the wires. You find the fuse, and you piece together the general mechanics of this bomb.
How amateur?
On a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 being extraordinarily professional and done by NASA, and
Roger.
1 being I don't know, the guy that tried to blow up that Boeing 747 with a shoe bomb and failed badly. It's about a 4. Not completely amateur, but not very professional either.
Why do I get the feeling that it's the same person? Oh, I've been getting death threats, so this could be.
Hold it, pardon, what?
Is this soccer hooligan bullshit?
No, I think. Well, I don't think so. I think it's pop star bullshit, if it's anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Pop
you
is
do
pretty
have,
bad.
Kind of famous couple, well, could be anyway, if I was allowed out of my cage.
She put you in a cage?
I had to stay in a cage for 15 years. No, 20 years.
Well, you're out now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really. You're not really in a cage,
Bishop's
so
confused.
you're fine.
Bishop's confused. Fair enough.
Yeah. What the hell? Whose cage? What? Where?
I'll put you in a cage.
Speaking
You'll
of
try,
cages,
young lady.
what
You'll
happened to that
try.
glass box you had with that what did you call that thing? A white or something? That was really interesting.
White bread.
Right, yeah, that one. That was a doctor's pet, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Weirdo. What a fucking weirdo that guy is. Why do you work with him?
because
He's-
he is our weirdo. We needed
Yeah,
one,
he's
and
just
he fit
always
the
been
bill.
there.
Yeah.
He's always been the Dr. Shipman.
And he's always done things that benefit us more than don't. So
To be fair, he has his own set of talents. Don't be too hard on him.
and in the world of vampires, he's probably like the bestest friends, really.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll take that into account then. So what's next?
Food,
Food, right.
food,
okay,
and
so
then
let's go.
Prince. Wait, what? Do we have time to see Victor before we go see the Prince, guys?
Why don't you, have you got an appointment with the Prince?
They did. It was like
I have.
midnight or something, or
Yeah.
No,
it's
usually
probably-
they usually just demand we turn up.
Well, in this case, you're making an appointment because this is you wanting to speak to him, not him wanting to speak to you.
Bishop said he had made an appointment, but I don't think there was like a actual time.
Okay, Bishop,
What's
your
it?
appointment is at 11 p.m. Time now is 9 o'clock.
Am I just making the approach to the prince, or does he want to meet Parker in general?
You don't know. All you know is that you're making an approach to the Prince, but the Prince may turn around and say, well, is he here?
I think you should bring him.
I'll
anyway.
take him with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes a certain
It's
amount of
like
sense.
having a daughter with you around, he says.
What?
That's what Bishop says. It's like having a daughter with you around, mate.
I'll give Bishop a hug.
Aw, Bishop got a hug.
And
That's what he
Bishop is
needs.
like, he unusually reciprocates.
Wow.
Aw.
Oh, all right, that's enough. That's enough. Go away.
Okay, Dad.
All right, so you're going to go.
Second dad.
You've got 2 hours to do whatever you want to do, but you have to be at the Prince's chambers by 11.
Okay. Food time.
All right, food first.
Food.
All right, food first. So you head over to the student blocks, which Sage was talking about.
Now,
Yeah.
excuse
I'd
me.
tag along with this. So I'm gonna see what they're up to.
See
Could
what they're up
someone
to.
tell me what kind of dude I am? What kind of prey I can't remember.
This is Bishop. What kind of feeding habit you have? What your
Yeah.
hunting style
Ooh.
is?
I'm sure we put it on the character.
Was it on this one? I know we've done it for your characters in Chicago.
Honestly, I think Bishop would have been better as an alley cat.
He definitely an alley
It
cat.
was an alley
That's
cat, wasn't it?
beating up
actually?
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
We've seen him do it before.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna
Along with Tatiana. You two just beating people up like crazy. What about Alexia was a sandman, right?
The biggery one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take them while they sleep. Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, yeah.
That one?
Because you feed off sleeping people.
Intoxicated people and
Intoxicated
sleeping.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure Sage was an Osiris. So she feeds off the people that look up to her as a pop star.
Right.
Which normally goes well in incognito, but she's kind of had to resort to like college students. That's what she used to do before she ever knew cognito was a thing.
Right. Okay. So you head to your old feeding grounds, Sage, where you were once a student, I suppose. Were you a student?
No, it's just that she
You
likes
had friends
partying.
that were there,
So
like partying and
that's
that.
where the drugs come from.
Right. Okay. All right. So there's this massive apartment block amongst the various apartment blocks in this complex where it's all students right next to the university, and there's people running around doing shit outside. Currently they're putting soap suds in the fountain and wrapping somebody up in toilet paper, which they think is extremely funny.
I look like a student too. Then.
Yeah, and you can
Nice.
tell that they're pretty probably pretty high. You can smell drugs, you can smell tobacco, you can smell alcohol and shit about the place. Not to mention, the one thing you can't smell is fast food, because the fast food joints are all closed right now. So presently, this place is going nuts because nobody can leave, and so they're just having one big block party in this place. And so as you move through the block party, you have a number of opportunities to feed. I'm not going to drag this out too much.
Excellent.
Unless you want to. We can just say that you guys top up and Alan gets his first attempt at feeding.
Yep.
No, keep
Maybe
an
you
eye
should
out.
well, yeah, I tell him, remind him about the whole like heartbeat thing.
Right.
The faster it gets, the closer to unconsciousness they get. So
well, do you want to roll some sort of check for Alan there?
Sure.
Control check.
Sage will also keep a check on him, so she'll like
be right
there. She'll be right there, and if she needs to, she'll pull him off. She'll probably be counting out how long it normally takes her.
All right, well, let's give Alan a check to see whether he successfully feeds without making a fuss.
Sure. You still have control, right?
Yep.
Control. There. One.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing okay. And he stops and licks the wound as he's been instructed to do, and looks up at you and he's like, "Is that all right?"
Yes. Is the person passed out?
Yeah, she's gone to sleep, I think.
Okay, good. We'll put her somewhere safe.
Yeah, all right. Still hungry, but I'm feeling a lot better. I think I'm probably okay. I don't want to risk any more. Not right now, especially if we're going to go and visit, you're talking about visiting the prince, right?
Right.
Am I coming in for that?
I mean, you might as well.
Yeah, okay. All right. Have I met the prince before?
You have, but you were unconscious.
Right. Doesn't really count though, does it?
No.
Nah. All right. Okay.
You should probably thank him.
Yeah.
And actually physically meet him. He gave us the ability to keep you, which I'm so glad about.
Right. Okay, well, let's do it then.
He is nice enough compared to that Ventru chap.
Oh, yeah?
Ventru chap?
The one that keeps staking us. Way back.
Was he?
Ivanovich, I think.
Right. I think I know who you're talking about. I've been following the general gossip enough for a while. Okay, so you finish up feeding. Everyone does their feeding and...
Fasty time.
Yeah.
Fasty time?
Okay. And you head into to the Parliament building.
No, we're going to Victor Faust first.
Oh, Faust.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Faust first, and then... Yeah.
Okay. Well, that leaves you an hour to see Victor and to do this thing. Okay. So you get to Faust's Haven, and you all get out of... What car are you in?
Not the Aston Martin, that's for sure.
Not the Aston
One at Bishop's.
I do have cars.
Yep.
It's just a normal one.
Okay, good.
What is a normal car to you?
Like a Holden or a...
Something unbranded?
Yeah, something unbranded without...
Thank goodness.
Oh, by the way, I've also talked to, the guy, Ivanovich's... Oh, no, in game.
Okay, cool. All right, you're talking about Hans Bukova, but all right, we'll come back
to
that.
I've got to talk to him.
Yeah, all right, you can do that later. Okay, so you get out of the car and you go up to the door, and the door is shut, and it says, actually, you know what? The library, the bookstore is open presently. And you look inside, and you can see Victor standing behind the counter, flicking through some notes presently. And you ring the little bell, I suppose, or you just open the door, whichever.
Well, I'm so used to...
Rings the bell.
Okay. Yeah.
And he looks up at you and he says, I see you've brought some friends this time.
Yes.
Why don't you come in?
Good
Come on,
evening.
everyone. Everyone, this is Victor Faust. Victor, this is Alexi.
Good evening.
Lexi, very pleased to meet you. Can you make a perception and empathy check, please, Sage?
Sure. Oh, he's put out, isn't he? He's so put out. That's okay. That's not okay. That's a 1 success.
1 success. You feel that he has. You notice that his veins are a little bit more prominent in his face. He's a little paler than you remember. Skin is a little bit more transparent.
What are you doing?
Just a little bit more, perhaps a little bit less human than he was.
Victor, what have you done?
What are you talking about?
You don't look like you used to.
I don't comment upon your appearance, do I?
What did you do?
I'm a vampire, Sage. I did what I have to do.
Did you diabolize someone?
Don't be ridiculous.
Did you outright?
Sage, you're in his haven.
Now that you're here, how can I help you all?
I was actually wondering if you'd help me.
Oh, help you with what?
I have a bomb, not one that's active. We've had a situation that involved a bomb. I need someone who can touch that bomb and find out who touched it last and where it came from, if possible. Of course, if you want some, what's the word you use? If you want something in exchange for this, I'm sure we can come to some agreement. Sorry to interrupt you in your haven.
Oh, I'm not interrupted. It's fine. Do come in. And he goes to the back of the room and opens up the secret door behind his bookshelf. It's classic, secret door business. Down here, please, if you will. Bring your item with you. All of you.
Right.
Alan steps in and
Head down.
Come on, Alan.
Come in. He's like, by the way, Sage, meow.
Okay.
Do you want to hold her?
Oh no, she's perfectly safe in there from the looks of it. She
By
must
the
be so
way,
warm.
Russell, on the way here, I would have checked to see if we're being followed or any crap like that.
All right. Well, let's make a perception and alertness check, or whatever we are doing now. We're still using V2 rules on the most part, aren't we? We're using V2 character sheets, so we'll just make perception alertness checks.
3.
And
I don't think you're being followed.
Isn't it still perception and alertness?
Yeah. In V5, it's not. It's it's wits and awareness, is it? In V5, we roll wits and awareness.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So you got 3 successes there, Bishop, and you don't believe you're being followed.
all right.
In any case, you go down this little tunnel into a room that is something like a kind of a cross between a library, an alchemist's laboratory, and a ritual room. You can see the faded outlines of circles in chalk on the floor and stains on the floor and the walls that have been rubbed out and washed off at various times. Various bottles and tubes of things about the place, and stacks of books, candles and so forth. The place smells of frankincense. And Victor pulls out this table from over by the wall and unfolds it and places it in the center of the room. He says, "Put your item here, if you will." And I assume Bishop is doing that.
I do.
All right. And he looks it over. So this is a bomb, you say?
It was underneath my car
Yes.
At least
When
it
it-
was one.
when it went off.
I see. And do you have any concept of who it might be, or anything at all? Any information that you have would be useful to me now.
Amateur, on the below average side of the scale. Yeah, targeting Alan of all people. Like he's the newest, but I mean not to, no offense to him.
Or it could be a fan,
Could be, I suppose.
or it could be the Sabbat.
Yeah, we've got a lot of enemies. How lucky are we?
How lucky are you indeed? How lucky are you? Well, then I suppose we shall have a look here. He closes his eyes and he places his hands on the various pieces of it, and he walks about it for a minute. And he has a pendulum which he pulls out of his pocket, and he drops it down, and he swings it over it. Well, he has one hand on the object and one hand holding the pendulum. He says this is called psychometry. It's a little bit different. It's an augmentation of the ability that you're perhaps used to. I see a room. There is someone is constructing this device. They're wearing goggles and they have tools, power tools. They have an accomplice. The accomplice is a woman. They're wearing plastic coats, yellow. Getting a name. Mateski, perhaps? Mateski? I think that's the name. She calls out to him. Mateski. I think it's a last name, though. I have the impression that they might be married. The place is unkept. It's in disarray. Certainly amateurs. They could have killed themselves doing that. Oh dear. They have dogs outside. They're speaking different language. That it's not here. It's not in London. This is another place. This is in Europe. Oslo. I believe they're from Oslo. Pulls the pendulum up. He says, I think your culprits are in... Yes. Had a game. Oslo is in Sweden? Where did we say we were? I've already forgotten.
Norway?
I know we've been there before, but I don't know what country it's in.
Norway.
How did I forget this?
I
Oslo is in
think it's
Norway, right?
Norway.
Yeah, it's Norway. What the
Norway,
fuck? How do I
yeah.
forget that? How to feel like a dick. Okay, so yeah, Oslo, Norway, the Norwegians.
Okay, so not a fan. Well, that's a relief. But this means it's Sabat.
It does.
Yeah. And we've encountered them before. Well,
Wow.
not necessarily these guys, but
There's
this group.
a place called Lorenskog in the area. I think that's where they're located. Lorenskog. And
Is
the
that
name is Mateski.
near where we were? The original farm?
It's definitely within 50 miles of that.
Oh, because I'm assuming Norway's relatively pretty big, so
Yeah, it's it's not far out of Oslo. You may even say it was a suburb of Oslo, one of the outer suburbs.
Okay.
I can keep looking for more if you wish to leave this with me, and I can call you if I find anything more useful.
Yeah,
please do.
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course. The other option, of course, is to run this through Interpol. There might be fingerprints and things. I did notice that there are some serial numbers here. I don't know how to interpret them. They might give you some other clues.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll look into it.
We'll look into it.
You could take photographs of them.
All right, start taking.
All right, so you take some photos of the serial numbers and the
Sexy
bomb and
pictures.
so on. Yes.
Nosferatu duck face.
Alan posing with the bomb on his bicep. Okay. Well, I hope that helped.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ah, I see your friend here has a cat. You must be...
Busted. Sorry.
Does the cat need milk?
Milk's bad for
Hey,
cats.
Corey, would you like something to drink?
Is milk bad for cats? Fuck, I've been feeding him milk since we got her back. It's all she's been drinking. She fucking loves it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
they'll
sure
love
it'll
it.
be fine.
Does explain why she's got the squirts though.
Like, well,
Oh,
I
dear.
feed her my blood, so it's
Right,
not like it's
yeah.
going to kill her.
That's probably gonna fix it, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna fix it.
Bishop, you notice the time is getting on, and you've got places to be.
Well, it's been my pleasure.
And mine.
Unfortunately, I have a meeting to attend.
It is such a pleasure to meet so many of you together. I understand that you have all been given the title of enforcers now.
Most of us, not Alan here. By the way, this you guys have met each other before, but Alan was a ghoul at that point,
We have met before.
Ah,
and now
yes,
he's a vampire.
I do remember meeting you, Alexis, I believe, although one can never be sure when one meets a member of your clan.
Yeah, sorry, I probably still look like that student. I morphed back into my usual.
Ah, now I recognize you, yes. Very
I was
well.
talking about Alan, but you guys have met each other. You both of you. Anyway.
All right.
Yes.
Alan says we better get Corey out of here, eh?
Right. Oh, Victor, I'll just go closer to him and be like, I'm worried about you.
Worried about me? Why?
Because we've encountered a white before. We have one. If you fall too far, you'll become one. And I couldn't have that. I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Really?
I promise.
Well, I do appreciate your concern. And I will not allow it to happen to you either.
Thank you.
If it can be avoided.
Don't forget that eventually we're going to have to go on a plane ride. You promised me. You had a plane.
Oh, yes, I do.
We were going to get high over
Out of storage. It's been in storage for a little while now. Yes, the old tiger moth.
There's something I wish to discuss with you later. Might not be tonight, but later.
Very well.
I have to ask I have to ask someone about something, and then I'll come back to you with it. Anyway, thank you. Don't forget the hypersigil thing as well.
I was going to ask you how it was going at your end.
Oh, well, I've completed all my songs. I need to record them. I'm not sure how we can weave the music and record them at the same time, so we need to collaborate together to
I see.
make this
Very
possible.
well, we shall make time for that then. I shall speak with the doctor, my doctor, not yours, and make time.
Dr. D.
Yes.
Very good.
Very well.
Right, let's go.
Right then. And
Come on, guys.
You guys piss off back.
See you, Victor.
Bishop's unmarked car. And you
Unbombed.
head off. Victor waves you goodbye and you head off. You get stopped by some cops and you get through with your MI5 cards. And you get to the Parliament building and you head down to the Prince's chambers. At this point, Parker has been waiting patiently in the car.
Oh, what a Who's gonna drive the car after all this? We'll
What?
have to get another Parker.
We are in the process of getting another. We can never get another Parker. What are you talking
We
about?
could never get another Parker.
No. He's too valuable to the whole course of things.
Oh man. Okay. Parker, he says look, I was just wondering on the way there. So do you mind if we just stop at just over here for a few minutes? I do need to go to the bathroom. And he stops the car and gets out, and you see him like run across the road, and he seems like a person desperate to take a pee.
Is there any more to that?
A few minutes later, he comes back.
Okay.
Well, that's better. He seems to be sweating a little.
Did you eat something bad?
Looks at you. No.
You're all moist. I poke him.
You will forgive me, Sage. I am about to meet the Prince of Vampires in the city of London for the first time, and I am a human who's been petitioned to be made into a vampire. Forgive me if I am a little nervous.
I can tell. I think we could all tell.
Well, thank you for pointing it out.
Well,
He seems a little bit on edge and frustrated.
Parker, it's natural. What you're going through is natural. Just take
have you ever seen him before?
No.
Okay, just don't, he's a child, but he's not a child. So
I see. Well, you should probably fill me in on what to expect, because I don't want to be surprised.
okay, as we go there, I'm just going to be like, okay, these are the things I know.
Right. And as you're walking,
Bullet points.
5 minutes. Talk fast.
Okay, he's a beautiful blonde-haired Toreador boy. That's about 10, 12 years old, around that age. He has a there's often like a really beautiful painting in the background. I can't remember what it is. Is it Cupid? No, Aris?
Eris?
Is it him? I just remember there being like a beautiful painting.
They change frequently. Right. They move.
He loves bow and arrows.
Right. So if he's going to kill us, it will be with an arrow then, I suppose.
Parker,
I think it's...
all you need to know is he's the boss and you're the baby.
You're the baby.
Well, I already know that, Bishop. So let's get this on, shall we?
And I already know you got style enough to pull it off, bro. Don't worry.
I assume we're not to wear any weapons or anything in this place.
Be yourself and be polite. Those two things are both the same, anyway, in my eyes.
Well, it is very kind of you, Sage. I don't feel particularly polite this evening. I am going through something not unlike the midlife crisis.
Ooh, yeah. Well, the end of life crisis.
You might say. A new life crisis.
New life crisis.
Yeah.
Yes, think of it like that. Like you're entering a new life. It's not like you're going to forget your old one. It's just you're entering a new one.
Exactly. New life.
And you're still going to be able to, with the right amount of blood, you'll still be able to enjoy a good, dick up the ass.
It'll be an easier start than the Nosferatu one.
Right. Thank you for that input. I suppose that probably should make me feel better. All right, so you head in and find yourselves in the waiting chamber for a few minutes at least, and Parker sits there with his legs crossed, and he uncrosses them and crosses them on one side and the other, and continues to sweat. He says, "You don't have any deodorant. I feel like I've sweated through my shirt. I didn't bring any
Imperial leather?
Normally I would have some Imperial leather with me, but I seem to have forgotten my briefcase."
You know, Parker,
Yes.
you could start making an imperial leather deodorant.
He does, doesn't he?
Yes, we do. We do have that actually, Bishop. So, if you're interested, I can show you the portfolio. You can buy shares.
He already has shares.
Buy more shares. Anyhow, some time passes, and finally the doors open up, and
Do you want some impulse?
a couple of security guards step out. A man and a woman. They look like MI6 officers. They've got headpieces with little white wires that curl down into their jackets, where they've got their radio receivers. And they're carrying guns and stuff on them, but they have black gloves on and dark glasses. And they open the doors up, and one of them says, "The prince will see you now." And he
Is
steps.
that all of us?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Stand up. Come on, Alan.
All right. Alan gets up, kind of nervously too. Alan's the second most nervous person here right now.
Well, you can't sweat though.
But he can't sweat.
I will hold on to his hand. Just make sure I have him.
All right. He comes in, and Parker, who's walking in first? Who's walking in last?
I'm walking in the middle.
I'll go last.
There's a few people to get through with the stake before I get to me.
And I think as a sniper, it's always good to put yourself in the back. I mean, I'm not going to snipe anyone. It's just how it goes, you know.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
You go in, and they close the doors behind you, and you look around and realize that the prince and his security detail are the only people here. There's no other vampires in this room right now. And Angelus looks over to you, and he stands from his chair, and the light seems to just move with him, this golden glow of angelic light that seems to emanate from his very presence as he steps down off the dais towards you, and he puts down this harp which he was playing moments ago. And
I take a breath in while he majesties us.
He majesties the fucking shit out of you. Not to the point where you...
I'll let him have it. He's the prince.
Right. He says, "Welcome. It is very nice for you all to come. Thank you for your appointment. I do appreciate timeliness, and you never disappoint me. Enforcers, you have come with a request, Enforcer Bishop. Is that not true?"
I have, my prince.
And I assume this must be the gentleman that you have in question.
Yes, my prince.
I see. And perhaps you'd like to tell me of his your reasons and his exploits before I give you my thoughts and feelings on the matter.
One of my reasons is because this man has many capabilities that would be of use to myself and yourself. And to be one of our kind would only enhance his abilities to both of us.
I see. So you consider him to be a very worthwhile asset?
I consider this man to be a very, very worthwhile asset, my prince, and I'm sure you will see that when you talk to him.
I see. Can you think of any reasons why I should not allow this?
There is actually, I had been thinking about that very question, and
as you're thinking about it, you feel your mind being read.
One of the reasons is, and I'm telling him the truth because I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
One of the, as you put it, one of the reasons I would find it difficult, yes, to work without him as a ghoul because of his daytime ability. I would find that very difficult. But I believe after weighing the pros and cons that I and you and the city would gain much from him being a vampire over him being a retainer, my prince.
So you should like him to be a bruja.
Yes, my prince.
I see. And you are, of course, Bishop Child of John Smith.
Yes, I am, my prince.
I see.
It
Now,
all,
this fellow, Mr. Parker, that is your name, yes? Yes, sir. I'm Mr. Parker. Lindsay Parker, sir. He looks over at Parker. And so, if he is as capable as you describe, tell me, why should I not choose to embrace him myself?
because we have worked together as a team for a great many years, my prince. Even though under your tutelage he may learn a lot more,
So good.
we are like oil and oil. We work together very well. We know each other's moves. We know what is needed from each other.
So you think that a continued bond of friendship and love and blood would enhance your team and operation?
Yes, and it would also strengthen my team in the present problems we have been having in London.
Tell me, do you think that he is more or less capable of than you in his abilities and powers, his skills?
In my opinion, he excels in many things that I do not.
I see. I have had this situation such as this before. Sage, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to read Angelus's motive there, because I think Angelus is trying to insert himself into the group in some sense, and by wanting to embrace Parker himself could kind of get him an in. But it's just that, like, is this a thing? Would he do that? That's what I'd like to read.
How would you? What do you want to roll for that? You want perception and empathy?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you using any disciplines to do this?
I don't have any disciplines. It's more like
It's just an insight check, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much. Reading the room. Nope. Can't do it anyway. I got 0.
You got 0. Okay. Yeah. He's impenetrable. He's a mask of impenetrability.
Right.
Yeah. I have had a situation such as this in the past, Monsieur Bishop, and there has been at least one occasion where the child has outstripped the skills of the sire, and proved himself to be more useful in that respect. There has been also cases where a child has been proposed, and many vampires have fought over the soul of this human, and who would be the sire became important. The way in which the childer is embraced, the clan and disciplines given to them, you are certain that you are the one.
I am, my prince.
And Monsieur Parker, you would not accept another sire if you were to be embraced into the world of darkness. Parker looks up to him. He says, "My lord, if you forgive me, I have indeed known Bishop here for many years by my short lifespan's count. We do indeed have a relationship that goes back a long way, and knowledge of ourselves and each other that I believe is beneficial to this team. I cannot say or speak for the results of another vampire embracing me, except to say that I would be unfamiliar with them. And I should also say that I trust Bishop implicitly with my life. He steps forward, would die for this man and for any of these people here. That is my bond of loyalty. So my proposal is merely a suggestion from, I am after all just the mortal in this room, but my proposal would be that if Bishop does not do it, then I should retain my present state. I should not like to be embraced by another. I see. Not even one such as Lord Thracius, a more powerful, stronger vampire with blood that reaches back into the dark ages of this time. I admire Lord Thracius. I have met him once or twice, and that would indeed be an honor. However, I feel that my service to Lord Thracius would be perfunctory. It would be the service of a slave to a dominator, whereas I feel that my relationship with Master Bishop here is that of two friends, closely allied to the same cause. Perhaps that is my blood bond speaking, sir, for I have been bloodbound for many years now, over 2 decades. But I suppose my only defense here is that my loyalty lies with this man. And I do believe that Lord Thracius also trusts Master Bishop here also. It is ultimately not in my hands, my lord, so I perhaps should not speak on it. Well spoken, Monsieur Parker. He turns to you, Alexei. Does the Nosferatu have an opinion on the matter? Perhaps the Nosferatu would like to absorb this child.
He's too good looking. I don't know. If he does have a choice, then I think he should go with Bishop. But if not, it is not up for me.
I see. I should think on this. He's too good looking for the Nosferatu. Well, Monsieur Bishop, what generation is your blood?
He's just out of game.
Yeah.
He's committed diablerie, so he won't.
You're 7th.
7th.
But are you supposed to say that?
Yeah, would you say that?
Yeah.
I've got no choice. He'll know because he's been through my brain.
Well, there you go.
Beat around the bush.
So what do you say?
7th, my prince.
Out of game, is that news to anybody else in the room? Aw.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get it to go. It's not. Okay. Wow. It's really, no, it's too saturated. One.
I could read it. It's green.
Well.
Hang on. Can
Yeah,
I'm just asking a curiosity question.
Yeah.
I diabolized my sire.
Yeah.
And then I diabolized that Samisi.
Which Samisi?
You're right.
The one with the wings.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. So
You did what now to your sire?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you don't know that.
Well, you just told me.
Yeah, no,
Out of game, you
I
do.
said out of game.
I know.
What am I looking at? Is
This
that a birthday card? Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Luke. Gold.
This is me finding out of character too. So
Is your
Well,
name Gold or Golds?
Golds
Golds.
with an
okay.
S.
So I can't call you what's his name? Aberama Gold. From
No, you can make fun of me for being a secret Jew if you want.
Peaky Blinders. There's a character called Aberama Gold, which is really hard to pronounce fast. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe that might be the reason why not to.
Yep. Okay. So, what do you say, Bishop? He asks you.
I'm finding out if it adds up with you. What does it mean?
Well, your actual generation, according to your character sheet, is 7th.
Okay, so that was what I got from. But when I diarized my sire, was
That
he?
took you to 8th.
Okay. Okay, and then the
Then there's a meets he took you to 7th.
7th. Okay, I went to 8th. Okay.
So you're a very naughty, naughty, naughty bishop.
7th, my lord.
You are 7th generation.
Yes, my lord.
That seems hardly possible, considering that your sire was just an 8th generation vampire.
I diablerized a Samisi in a fight.
That does account for one of these 2 generations.
Yes.
There is a gap. He picks up the bow and arrow, picks up an arrow from the sides. He just loosely has the arrow in his hand and twiddles it around in his hand. It's expertly spins it about the way a juggler might between his fingers as he walks down the steps, a few steps. And you, the fate of your sire is unknown to me.
Yes. I would wish to talk to you in private about that.
But you are an enforcer of the city. You have been given and entrusted with the keys of our safety.
Yes, which is why I'd like to talk to you in private about that if I could.
Go. He sends you guys back to the waiting room. Luke, you're welcome to be in the waiting room if you want. I don't know why the fuck you're in the waiting room, but you can come up with a reason if you want to.
I like waiting rooms.
You want to get fast into the action.
Yeah, I'll just be in there twiddling my thumbs.
Okay. Someone said that they were here, and you were like, okay, you called in at the airbase, and one of the retainers said, oh, they've gone to see the prince, and you're like, okay, I'll go and see the prince.
Well, it's really good to have you here, Doctor. Like, who knew? Like, I don't know if any of us contacted you, but I just always at the right place at the right time.
It's like I'm psychic.
Yes.
I'm not psychic, I think.
I don't think I'm psychic.
Okay. I mean, if you're a vampire, like there's vampires that can do brain stuff. You're fine.
That's true. I could start saying that.
They close the doors to your chamber, and even the guards step out into your chamber. So now the two security guards are waiting in the waiting chamber with you guys standing by the door with their hands folded in front of them. Bishop.
Okay.
So it's hardly plausible that you may be 7th generation. So
you are correct.
I think that it is becoming most clear to me that the fate of your sire, whilst not known to others, is now known to us.
Yes, it is. If you'd like an explanation, I will explain.
Yes, I think that would be suitable.
As you probably know, I lived in a place called Chicago for a while with my sire.
Yes.
We ran guns there.
I understand that you and this Mr. Smith have run guns from many places, including my city.
Yes.
You have traveled many places.
Yes, my prince.
Become engaged with many unsavory characters. I have even heard rumors that your sire had been among the Sabbat.
He had been, and I think that experience unbalanced him, my prince.
He claimed to be KT, yet you claim to be Bruja.
Yes.
How do you explain that?
Well, I discovered from his blood that he was a Bruja.
I see. And Lord Thracius has instated you as
Yes.
Very easy to cook too, which is always good.
You say that he was unbalanced?
Yes. Yes.
How so?
Well, his years in Vietnam and his experience with the Sabbat were not good.
I too have had experience with war and with the Sabbat. I do not consider myself to be such unbalanced. And there are others among us who have also had these experiences. Why so that your sire is so unbalanced, despite the commonality between our experiences? He was young. He should have had a supple mind.
His mind, how can I say,
Perhaps it was broken before he was made.
It's a possibility. I don't know all of his history. He had been to places that were not savory in any way.
But yet you took it upon yourself to drink his blood and destroy his soul in an act of diablerie that is known to be against our traditions.
Because he was gonna try and take out a prince.
Which prince?
The Prince of Chicago.
Why did you not let him try?
Because that is one man that might have succeeded. He had the weaponry to do it.
Truly. Well, perhaps. But yet you chose to do this and not report him yourself. Perhaps you could have taken the word to the prince. There are many things you could have done, Bishop. Diablerie is not the first thing most of us would consider.
I tried to talk him out of it. I did my best to try and talk him out of it.
Come here, child, on your knees. He wants you on his knees, on your knees, so that you'll be the same level as him. Because he's just little.
Yep.
You should get a high chair.
And he
High
comes
chair.
over
Drives to you.
He majesties the shit out of you.
Okay.
He comes over to you and he puts his hand on your face. He begins to read your mind, and you feel the memories of this time coming back, flicking through your mind. And you see all the psychotic shit that John Smith was up to at the time, you know.
Oh, John's in there.
Oh yeah, he's in there. And he's seeping through the walls. And he's kind of angry about this too. You know, John is in your mind raging at the fact that you killed him. And now this fucking dude is trying to get to him as well. And the prince, he looks up at you and makes eye contact with you, and he takes his hand off your face. Almost like your face, like a sting, like a burn on his hand. You still have much rage for your sire. There is more to this than your story tells. Perhaps you are unaware of the hatred that you bore for this man.
He didn't do what I'm doing for Parker now.
I saw your embrace. It was not a pleasant one.
No, sir, it wasn't.
And you wish to show this Lindsay Parker, a more humane passage into the darkness.
Yes,
You care for this man.
very much.
You love him.
Yes,
Then why would you drag him into the darkness? Why would you take him from the light?
because if anybody can take this darkness, it's him. If anybody should live forever, it's him. If anybody can lead us to a better time and a better place, it's him. It's not me, my prince.
Well spoken, Enforcer. Our conversation will not ever leave this room. I will allow your making of this child there. And I will keep this knowledge to myself. But you will always work for me. For if the inner circle or any Justica or Archon was to learn your secret, you would be destroyed instantly.
Yes, my prince.
On this note, then, I have a request for you and your team. I wish you to perform an assassination.
Of?
I will give you the details in the near future, perhaps in 1 or 2 nights from now, until I have finalized all of the other details. I will need you to be on standby, ready at a moment's notice to move.
I'm your enforcer. I do as you tell me to do, my prince.
Very well. There is an elder among the Primogen who moves against me. Soon I will require you to destroy them, and do so with no trace.
All right.
You may make your vampire. You will bring him back here in 3 nights. Then you can introduce him to me.
All right. Thank you.
Do not forget our conversation.
I won't.
Very well. He sends you out.
Could I have heard any of that with heightened senses?
No, these doors are fuck off sealed.
Sweet.
Uh,
Well, I wasted 1 blood trying.
do you have to use blood? You don't have to use blood to use that, right?
Don't you? Okay.
I never thought so, but
I just assumed you did.
Well,
you have to use blood to raise your little finger.
do I have to introduce Alan to the prince?
Who are you asking?
I guess just
Alexi? I will agree with that. Yeah, you probably should.
sure.
Yeah, you probably should. They kind of take it kind of serious.
Yeah.
Egos are
I-
fragile sometimes.
Do I have
Sounds
to
like-
call?
What's going on? Do you I mean, why don't you talk to one of these guys here?
Hello, sir, Beefeater, sir.
He's not a beefeater. He's
I don't. I don't. Hello, security
Yes.
person.
Can I help you?
Is Andre Basin around?
I can
Um,
fetch him for you.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Just a moment, please. Picks up he just presses
He's
a button
like-
on his ear. He says, "I'm looking for Bazin. Bring Bazin down to the waiting room, please. We have an inquiry of him." A couple
I
of
think
minutes
that's how it
later,
works. Oh.
Andre Bazin comes in. He comes in and he's wearing his glasses as he comes in. Madame, how can I help you?
Well, I would like to introduce Alan to the prince. I think that's the formal thing
Perhaps
to do.
you wish to use this time now?
If there's time. I don't want to put anyone out.
Very well. I shall remain here with you, and when the doors open, I shall speak with my lord.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I'm like looking at Alan like,
Alan stands up and brushes off his suit and gets all fucking straightened up. Cracks his knuckles a few times and so forth.
I'll come over and then like pat Corey.
You better get rid of the fucking cat, man. He's not...
The cat comes with you.
Oh no fucking way! You're not introducing me to the prince with a fucking cat in my back. He'll fucking kill the cat. He'll kill me. He'll kill all of us. No way.
He might like the cat.
He might, but he might not, mightn't he?
If he's not going to kill anyone, it's the cat. So maybe having the cat's a good thing.
Really? Do you think so?
I don't know. Looking at me, it's pretty cute.
It's pretty fucking cute. That's true. But come on, nobody's. This guy's all
Look,
business, right?
Trust me, I'm a vampire, right? Like,
oh, that's the last reason I should trust you.
Oh,
Suddenly the doors open and Bishop and Parker. Oh, no,
showtime, Alan.
No, just Bishop. Yep.
Just Bishop comes out. Bishop seems a little bit, perhaps a little dazed. I don't know. It's up to you.
Well, Parker, I have one thing to say.
Andre Bazin is there, and he steps past you, and he says, "Excuse me, sir." He steps into the prince's presence, and he says, "There is another meeting called for here. Madame Sage wishes to introduce her child, one Alan Stevenson, I believe is his name."
That's
the
his
prince
name.
nods, and you hear him say, "Bring him in."
Sure. Well, we'll go in together.
They close the doors again. Now you can continue, Bishop, what you're going to say to Parker.
Parker,
Sir, what happened?
there's only one damn thing I have to say to you.
What is it, sir?
Are you sure?
Well, can I ever be sure? I mean, I'm as sure as I can be without knowing, you know? I mean, look, let me ask your friends tonight. Let me talk to everybody openly, if that is possible. I ask you, I implore you to ask them to answer my questions freely.
I will answer your questions.
I appreciate
I'll call a meeting when we get back.
Thank you. In the meantime, if you don't mind, I should perhaps take some time to think.
And it's a yes.
Thank you, my lord, he says. I'm going to go and wait in the car, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
And
just make sure it doesn't blow up on you.
Excellent point, sir. Excellent point. I believe Rhea is there, and she has the place under control. The vehicles, at least. So he goes off. Sage, you and Alan go in to meet the prince, and they shut the doors behind you. And the prince is standing there. He presently has an arrow in one hand and the bow in the other, a short bow. And he looks up at you as you come in. He knocks the bow. And momentarily, it passes past you and past Alan. And for a moment, you think one of you could be dead until he releases the arrow and thump, he shoots an extremely expensive painting on the far side of the room.
That was a really impressive shot.
The eye, perfect. Not bad, not bad. I do miss the hunt, you know. It's been a long time. We used to hunt outside the chateau in Paris. Those days are gone. It's no longer condoned, you know. So this is your new child.
This is Alan Stevenson.
Alan Stevenson, what a very British name.
Very British. He is a footballer, and he's wanting to become an actor. We'll have to see about that.
So you have aspirations towards the arts, then, Monsieur Stevenson. Well, can I talk?
Of course you can.
Yes, my friend, you can talk. Speak. You have already passed the test. You are a vampire now. I cannot have you destroyed simply for speaking to me in my presence, particularly when I speak directly to you. Oh, that would be unseemly, don't you think? And not to mention rude. Yes, sir. Okay, yeah. Aspirations to the arts. Well, I don't know about all the arts, but acting. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in like action movies and stuff, and like guns and car chases, that kind of thing. And I really want to do. I had an opportunity to work on this thing the other day, but I don't know. I'll see whether we get paid for that one. The contract wasn't really very solid, but nonetheless, I'm trying to get an agent at the moment. So I've been working with one of your ladies. What's her name? Is Electra, isn't it? Yeah, and so she's trying to hook me up with an agent. So we had to talk to a couple of them, and yes, that is enough. Thank you. I get the impression it is very interesting, and unfortunately, my time is at a premium tonight. We have martial law and many problematic issues to deal with. I have other concerns. You work with Madame Sage here. Yes? Yes. Isn't that right, Sage? I work with you.
Of course. Yeah.
And oh, fuck it. Anyway, stop it. So why don't you take the fucking cat out before I walked in here? What is that you have there? Oh, this nothing, sir. You clearly have something inside your jacket.
He has.
Are you trying to kill me with something? You have a weapon? You try to sneak past my guards?
If you don't mind, what he has here is I'll pull back his hood. This here is this here is Kore.
Yeah.
We're gangrels, so we're trying to get closer to the animal kingdom, and I guess that's one way of putting it.
You said the name is Kore.
Kore, like Persephone.
Yes, I'm aware. So, you mean to damn this cat to the underworld half of the year?
Oh, well, let's hope not.
Let us hope not. Yes.
Unless she likes it down there. Isn't that right, Corey? Would you like to meet her, or?
I will resist the temptation. Forgive me. I would not wish to indulge my weakness with small, cute fur animals.
Oh, very good.
Right.
I understand.
They become a trend, and then where would we be?
Well, anyway, we have a lot to do tonight as well, and not a lot of time. And of course, you're quite busy. If there's anything you want of us,
that I do have a thing to. I have requested a mission of your enforcer friend, Bishop. He's not in a position to speak too much about it, but if he requests your assistance with something that may seem strange to you at first, I hope that you can follow along with his requests. If he mentions my name, you will know why.
Right, I understand.
Thank you. Thank you. If your unit could assist him with this matter, it would be greatly appreciated.
Of course.
Of course. Oh, hello, Alexi. When did you come in?
Oh, sorry. I'm used to just sitting off to the side and being like, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, no, you're in the waiting room still, as far as I know.
But yes, we'll do that. Thank you.
Very well. If you'll pass this on to the other members of your coterie, I would appreciate it.
I will do that.
Very well. Good night, then, my friend Sage.
Good night,
Oh,
Prince Angelus.
one last thing. I've heard your CD, the music.
Yes?
Yeah, it is not to my taste, but I understand the appeal of the masses, and I think that it is most excellent in this fashion.
I'm actually doing an album. I'm doing another album soon, but there's an album that I have need of a toreador to talk about with.
Well, you are friends with Electra, my friend, are you not?
I am, yes, but I would love to hear what you have to say about your opinion of the toreador and beauty and art, and I want to collaborate. I mean, you play the harp, right? That would be quite amazing.
We will one day consider these things. Thank you for your patience and introductions.
Thank you.
And, it is so nice to meet you, Monsieur Stevenson. To try and keep out of trouble. Your sire has a natural affinity to find it, it seems. Good night, all.
Good night.
Goodbye. And you guys go off. Okay. And so the coterie is led back outside, back to your vehicles. Vehicle, whatever. Unmarked bishop car.
Right.
Get in. Parker's in the car.
Hey, Doc, what are you doing here?
A little bird told me you were here, so I came over.
Okay.
So what happened with you, Parker? Like, is everything okay? All good?
Yeah, everything's okay.
What was the result?
Well,
I mean, you
yes.
already had permission. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't-
I know, yeah. It's no, I just have to sort of decide, I suppose. I wanted to ask you all some questions, if that's possible.
Well, we need to go to Uther's. So should we go to Uther's and then have a chat?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
We'll pick up some mortal food as well.
Parker, you,
It's weird to say.
Parker, you
My final
relax.
meal, are you suggesting?
Final
Oh.
meal.
The Last Supper.
Parker,
Yes,
you
sir.
relax, I'll drive.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that hugely.
Okay.
He moves over.
Better than me driving, I'm sure. You can't relax and have me drive at the same time.
No, that's possible. Seen it done. Rarely. All right, so Parker yawns.
Boring you. See.
So you drive back to Uther's house after getting some mortal food. Mortal food being hard to come by at this time because of the curfew, but
That's
there
true.
are a few shops that are open against the curfew, despite the curfew.
The supermarkets should be open anyway.
Right.
Nando 9 is.
Nando number 9.
It's the secret Nando's.
Secret Nando's. The underground Nando's.
I will have already talked to Lord Gustav about bringing Parker into the, not into the thing, but I tell him I'm making a,
Making him a vampire, right?
Yeah,
So he will be
yeah.
an asset to the order.
Alan and Parker could be in the same like testing situation.
Right. Dun dun dun. True. Along with Sam.
That's true. Interesting. Anyway.
All right. So you do get back to Uther's house. And when you get there, Benjamin is fussing about. And he's uncovering some of the furniture which has been covered for a few weeks with sheets and things. And to all intents and purposes, you may be left a little bit confused because the place is a wreck anyway, and a lot of the furniture's waterlogged or otherwise damaged already. Why bother covering it in the first place? It's a bit weird, but anyway, he's doing this. If you ask him, he may tell you why, but up to you. You go in, and he's pulling all the sheets off the bookshelves and off the furniture in the library. He looks up as you come in, and Corey jumps out of Alan's jacket and runs across the floor to Benjamin. Tail. Benjamin looks down. Greetings all.
Hello, Benjamin.
Yes, hello.
You've met everyone?
I do believe I know everyone here. We have
Very good.
and Alexis, Dr. Shipman, and
Hello.
as you say, Alan, Mr. Parker. Do come in. Take
Very
a
good.
seat if you wish. Is there anything I can get you?
Uther has told me that you have a cache of eye
Yes.
juice.
That is not the term I would use.
I'm sorry. I just remember crushing up, like helping you crush up a whole bunch of like
Before
eyeballs.
before we do that, Parker would like to talk to you all.
Oh, very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, I would if it's now's a good time, I suppose. I suppose my question is simple. Is it worth it? Is it truly worth it? You remember the taste of food? You remember the sunshine? You remember love and sex and cinema? Do you remember all the things of your daily lives? Normality? I mean, to be fair, normalcy has left my home long ago. There has been little sense of normalcy in my life for decades now. Even as a ghoul, I am wrapped up in your affairs to the point where I probably could not live without your support, in particular Mr. Bishop's support. And blood. And I am aware that I have been bound by blood to him, and therefore my judgment is impaired. And so I ask you each if you would tell me in your own words your opinion, because I would not be unhappy to retain my present state and status. I could go indefinitely in this position as long as Bishop here remains my domitor. I can live as long as any of you and see the sun. I lose only the powers of the night that you all possess. But then I will have my life complicated. I will need to feed. I will have to face the flaw of the clan's blood, which you, I'm sure, are aware, as he is Bruja. I would then have to face the demons of my own anger on a more regular basis, surfacing each night with the hunger, the fear of diablerie, the fear of frenzy, the horror of the results. What is it that I am gaining?
Why don't you ask the newest member of us here?
Alan looks around the room and then he realizes that you're talking about him. You're talking about me?
Alan, well,
yeah.
you were recently turned, so
Well,
you're
yeah.
closest
Yeah.
to
Right.
that.
Well,
Although we will say our own opinions soon, of course, but
I don't know, Mr. Parker. I suppose look, there's like the whole status thing changes. There's that, right? So like people are like, you know, when you're a ghoul, they even if they don't look down on you really, you know, they do really kind of in some way because they know you're inferior somehow. And so I don't know, being a vampire kind of changed that for me. And I suppose there's like places I can go, things I can do, people I can meet now. You know, I never would have met what's her face, Electra. In fact, I suppose I kind of did meet her beforehand, didn't I, Sage? I don't know if I'm the best example here, you know, because I don't know what really changed, except to say that look, when someone shoots me with a fucking bullet and I get hit by it, I can heal it. And you know, sometimes it takes a few days because like those fuckers put those incendiary thingos in this thing in the tracer rounds, and it hurts like fuck, you know. But you know, and then there's I don't know, fear of fire is a bit of a concern, and sunlight and stuff. You know, Mr. Parker, I'm not sure it's that fucking great. I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm learning things. I'm getting powers, and I'm getting stronger, and it means that you know me and sage are on the same level now, you know, and that relates to a number of different things. So all of those things, you know, but there's also, I suppose, there's the fact that, you know, you can have your own retainers and stuff. You know, you can make your own retainers, and people will actually listen to you and do things for you instead of you licking everyone's boots all the time. Which, I mean, I'm not saying that's what you do, Mr. Parker, because you clearly don't, because you're actually like a very well respected member of this party, as far as I'm aware. But yeah.
So are you, Ellen.
Well, thank you very much. But
you always have been.
you know, look, at the end of the day, I was just a footballer, and I was playing football until I had a motorcycle accident, and Sage here fucking came and rescued me like a cat from the freaking hospital, you know, like a stray, basically. And she could have just left me there, and I might have lived. I might have been in a coma, and I might have died. I don't know. But she rescued me, and now I'm alive. And she kept me alive, and then under extenuating circumstances, I got to be a vampire, which was lucky for me, because, you know, otherwise I would have died. So I'm not really the best example to look at. I mean, the thing is, the main difference, I suppose, like, if you really want to think about it like this, is like you're just fucking unkillable. You know, you want to be a vampire because you can't fucking die. I mean, you can die. I mean, I know you can kill vampires, but it's so much harder. And compared to a ghoul, I mean, right now you're a pretty fragile vessel. I mean, I know you're tough, Mr. Parker. I mean, look at you. You're fucking fit as fiddle. And you're bad as fuck. You know, I've seen you with a gun. I've seen the things that you can do. You can drive, you can shoot, you can plan, you can strategize. You're 100 times smarter than I am. But, you know, and I suppose you can fuel all of those skills and powers that you already have with the vampire blood, you know? It will make you stronger and faster and better, and you'll be able to do things you couldn't do before. But on a downside, if you become a vampire, they're going to put you in harm's way. So you're going to need all that shit. I mean, if you stay at ghoul, yeah, you're going to put you in harm's way, but they're not going to put you out of your depth. I don't know. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's different shit, different day. You're not going to see the sunshine ever again. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been a vampire for 5 minutes. Maybe in 100 years, my opinion will have changed. Maybe I'll be dead. I don't know. Let me think about it. Why don't you talk to one of these guys? What about you, Dr. Bishop? Dr. Shipman, sorry.
Parker, every day is a waking, torturous nightmare. And I wish every day that I was human. But it is fun. It is fun. And I'm going to
It's a good thing you're not becoming a Malkavian.
I'm going to walk away. And go and sit
You're not a
down.
very good salesman, John.
Right. Well, that was an advertisement, wasn't it? So far, I haven't had a lot of positive ticks here towards the outcome.
Well, it's like everything. It's what you make of it. If you're fine with not being alive anymore, well, stopping someone killing you, you're going to live forever. What do you want to do? What do you want to see?
Well, I suppose what I'm most interested in are your stories. What is it that you obtain personally from being a vampire, Alexis, if I may ask? And I understand that your vampirism is of a very specific and peculiar source, and your entrance into this world has not been an easy one.
Well, beside the looks, well, you get over it eventually, but I've pretty much got forever to pull all the information I can. It's whatever I want to know, well, nothing's really can stop you, really.
So you find that as a kindred that your ability to obtain information is magnified significantly.
Yep.
What about retaining it?
I haven't had any problems so far.
That's good. What about, do you live in fear of frenzy? Do you live in fear of becoming one of those creatures that Dr. Shipman is so fond of?
Not really.
Not really.
Just like everything, it is there and it is to worry about, but it can't be over your head constantly.
Well, I have spent my life in concern knowing that Bishop could turn into one of those things, and any of you at any time. So I suppose.
But a 3 feet fall and a knock to the head could turn you into much the same thing. Just forever a vegetable. You are a lot stronger as a human. I mean, as a vampire.
As a vampire. I suppose that's true. What about you, Sage?
Well, I since being a vampire, I've had a lot of time to do a lot of things. Like I spent a lot of time here, maybe 20 years, because I couldn't leave. I had a circumstance where choice and all that the opportunity that you have isn't really presented to me. But yes, anyway, the fact that you have all this free will to choose everything is pretty envious.
I see. If you were in my position, Sage, what would you do?
I guess I would. It's a good question. I would probably be doing exactly what you're doing right now, asking everyone what their opinion of it is. And I agree with everything that Alan said. You are stronger, and I guess more hardy. You're not going to die from just a big explosion won't exactly kill you. Things that I was worried about when you were in battle and when Alan was. I'm a little bit ashamed that with Alan, I never really gave him a chance to make that decision that you have.
Alan says, "Can I just say one last thing? This is something that's sort of the elephant in the room. Basically, nobody's really talking about this. But as a vampire, there is one very strong, very powerful reason that you do want to be a vampire that outstrips everything else we've talked about so far." Parker looks at him. What is that? Alan looks around the room. He's right. Really, none of you are going to talk about this.
Is it power?
No.
Blood is awesome.
That's the one. That's what he's talking about.
I mean,
Alexis. It's the fucking blood.
Blood is the life.
You drink blood. And I know you're a human right now. You can't tell. You don't know what that means. Blood just tastes like fucking salty water or some shit like that. But when you become a vampire, it is the single most fucking mind-blowing shit in your whole life. It changes everything. You look at the world differently. You look at people differently. You feel different about it. When you drink it, it changes your world. And it is, he said it best, it's the life. It's an epiphany. It's a spiritual fucking epiphany. It changes your innermost core. Your being is being transformed into this other thing. And you can see it as a monster, right? Because you're drinking fucking blood, but you don't have to kill people over it. It doesn't have to be like that. You can do it gently and kind. I mean, I learned that myself just tonight. When we went out and you guys helped me do it without killing nobody. But fuck, forget about fucking Nando's. Forget about all the fucking kinky shit you had in your closet. This is the life. And I'll tell you something else, is the bonds that we share between ourselves. That's something else. So there's a level of is exalted. I don't know. I'm just some shit I heard.
Alan, that was so beautiful. I didn't know you were that eloquent.
I have to
I'm
say,
so proud of you.
I don't fucking know either.
I have to say, Ellen, I was very proud to hear those words.
Thanks.
I find that when I became a vampire, things were quite tricky to get the hang of, but you have a lot of friends here that are going to help you. Same with Alan, of course. If you guys have any questions about this life, we will be here.
What do you miss the most?
Oh
Beer.
boy.
What did you say, Alexis? Beer.
Beer.
I miss actually physically getting high myself and not using other people. But that's a small thing. I'm not going to miss that. It's just something that I think I really wish I could do again.
What are you, Miss Dr. Shipman?
Oh, I've left the room.
You've left the room.
Mm-hmm.
Just ship it. Now you got heightened senses on.
No,
Get back
you
in here.
ain't listening.
Fair enough. Alan says, well, I'll tell you what I miss the most. Barbados, in the sun, on a beach, fucking getting stoned, eating fucking burger rings, and smoking cigarettes, and looking at bikinis and asses in the beach. That's what I miss. And that's it. That's, you know, that's fucking life. That was life. But you know what? It doesn't compare. Doesn't fucking compare.
I'm snuggling up to my Alan. I'm so proud of him.
The cat starts climbing up Parker's leg.
Oh, Corey wants to say something.
I see that.
I'll just I'll lean into her and be
Corey's
like,
got
what would you
sharp
like to
claws,
say,
doesn't he?
Corey?
Corey says, meow.
Just meow.
Mm.
We can talk to each other now.
Mm. What
Corey
is
doesn't
she
really have
saying?
much to say, except I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I want to pee, cuddle me, I'm cold.
But which one of those is she saying? All of them?
She's saying cuddle me.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, Parker, she would like a cuddle.
I see. Well, I suppose I can manage that. Picks her up and gives her a couple.
One thing I miss about Alan being mortal is that he's not as warm as he used to be.
Yeah, but we can, you know, that whole blush of life thing, you know, you can just, you know, spend some of that blood and poof.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but of course it makes you a bit thirsty, but there's always that gnawing feeling that you need more vitae, you know, it's always there in the back of your mind, but you got control of that.
Honestly,
it's no worse than cigarettes.
Part of the lifestyle you live, if you're going to keep going this way, I think everyone would be happy to have you as one of us, because that way you won't be as fragile.
Can you all make perception alertness checks?
Okay.
One for Bishop, please.
Whoop, whoop. Sage with the 4.
All right, Alex
Just everyone, 'cause I'm
rolls.
not here.
Is this
Alex
empathy?
rolls
Is this
0.
alertness? Is this alertness?
This is perception and alertness.
Okay, very good.
And Bishop rolls.
Sage, was that 1?
Sage has 4.
Oh,
Alan
4.
has 1.
0.
Alan has 1. Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2 zeros from us.
2 zeros from who?
Me and Bishop.
You and Bishop. Neither of you notice. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I'm not sure how you missed this, but there's a loud cracking noise outside briefly. And then Uther de Saint Bernard appears in the room. Through the roof, the hole in the roof. He's either flown or jumped into the room. You don't know which.
I physically jumped and like, whoa, shit.
And the cracking sound was him breaking the sound barrier.
Sounds painful.
I'm like looking around, wondering where Igigi is.
Yeah, well, there's you may notice a sort of shimmering light breaking up the view of him. Basically, it's kind of like a digital artifact when you look at somebody moving a video camera, and it creates that kind of effect in the light.
I will stand up like quite quickly and run over to Uther and be like, "Hello, Igigi." Uther?
Uther raises his hand. He turns
I'll
to
put my hand back, my gun back, and you know, it's coming out. I hold the gun and then I put it back in again.
Uther turns to Parker. He says, "Duty. That is the reason you will become a vampire. You have a duty to your coterie, to your friends, and soon to an even greater cause. You must fulfill this duty. It is required of you. This is your destiny. That is the greatest reason of all. Now, I'm sure you've all been wondering where I am. I have been in Milan and other places. There has been much to do and talk about. Events have begun to speed up.
How do you know? What have you found out?
let's just leave it at that for now.
Should we get the doctor in here?
Where is Dr. Shipman?
Oh God, who knows? I'll go find him.
Very well.
He
Run
wandered
off.
off just before.
Here, doctor. Here, boy. It's the only way to get his attention.
Uther picks up.
Here, doctor.
Ah,
I would have gone to my room that I usually am.
Okay,
All
I'll go
right.
find you.
very
So,
well.
what does Uther think of Corey now?
He picks her up in one hand and they have a telepathic conversation. And
Cat's
he
like, I would
smiles.
like pats.
Yeah. He gives
Pats.
her a couple of pats, long pats, and her tail flicks up. He seems to genuinely like the cat. And then he puts her on the back of the couch and she walks along. She's yours, I assume, he says to Sage.
Oh, Sage has gone off to get
Right.
Shipman.
Of course.
He could say that to Alan though.
Right.
Sounds still there.
Alan's like, no, that's Sage's cat. I look after her a bit, some of the time. So
But again, Uther gave Sage the cat.
that's right.
Is this a different cat or the same cat?
Same cat.
That was a long time ago.
It was. It's okay. I'm the law keeper.
Law keeper, excellent. Right. So you go and find Dr. Shipman. You knock on his door.
Sure.
Hello?
Oh. The
What do you
master of the house has arrived. Ooh, let's go. I grab him by the hand.
Why does that? Why
Come
do I
on.
care?
Come on.
Ellen,
Why don't you care? Are you okay?
Let's
You
just
need a
go.
doctor.
I'll follow you.
Okay. Come on.
Ellen,
Yeah.
you want to come up to my office at the base when you got time and we can have a discussion about stuff.
Yeah. All right. Sounds
Okay.
good. What sort of stuff?
Oh, two guys getting together.
Sounds a bit,
We'll talk about security and the things we both know well, and careers.
Probably be a little bit interesting, After all, I do spend a lot of time talking to Sage about security, but mostly emotional security.
Yep. Well, book a time when you're ready and let me know.
All right. I'll do that.
All right.
Parker pops a Mentos in his mouth. I know that was Alan, not Parker, don't worry.
Or he wouldn't put it in his mouth.
No. All right. So you come upstairs with the doctor.
Come on.
And Uther says to Benjamin, I understand this is the evening in which our friends are to partake in the Ichor. Is that correct? Benjamin nods. Yes, my lord, I was preparing the Ichor earlier. I have a small stash. I suppose I have enough for all of them.
In the what?
Ichor.
Mm.
And Parker's looking around the room. Excuse me, sir. What is this? Do I know what's going on now?
No, neither do I.
Hello, everyone. Introducing Dr. Shipman.
Dr. Shipman.
Yes,
Before
here
we
we
do
are.
begin proceedings, Dr. Shipman, I suspect it might be a good time for us to allocate you your prescribed dosage of the master's blood.
Yeah, sure.
Uther enters into your mind, Dr. Shipman, and reads your aura. What can you tell me about his aura?
He's pretty much disgusted at the fact that we're discussing turning another person into a vampire and essentially glorifying it, romanticizing it, because that's not how we feel.
Fair enough. Why don't you come with me, Dr. Shipman? Let's have a talk.
Okay.
He takes you into his laboratory and closes the door. You guys are outside. Talk among yourselves if you wish. And he takes you and the doctor into this room, and he says, you do not approve of the making of a new vampire. Or perhaps it is just your conception of it, or our conception of it, perhaps, that offends you.
The cracks are breaking. Why would I want? This is all I know. Why would I wish this on anyone else?
You do understand, of course, that you are a peculiar case of kindred. Your blood is that of Molcav. Not all vampires suffer as you do.
Yeah, that doesn't take away my suffering.
Do you wish to end your suffering?
I just want to be better.
I see. Well, we've had some good results from the past. Perhaps this will make you feel a little better. He takes out a tube of the master's blood and puts it in your hand. Slightly greater than normal dose.
I'll pretty much scoff it down.
It'll lower your generation for about 12 hours. And you can basically, your psychic abilities are considerably improved. Any check that you make will gain an automatic success for that period. And of course, your Malkavian curse is alleviated for the next. You can roll, I reckon, 66 hours. Or maybe it should be more like 2d4 days. 2d4 days. How about that? Yeah, 7 days.
7.
So a week. You have a week of no curse.
Thank you, I guess.
Interesting. It is curious. I have strong reason to believe that your how do I put this, Doctor? You will be necessary in the future. I need you to stay alive and well. Gehenna is coming, and I have it on good authority that you have some role to play.
I mean, I'll do my best. But it doesn't really.
Tonight, I wish to introduce you to a substance we call the Ichor. Benjamin makes it mostly now. I pioneered it perhaps 200 years ago. The Ichor is blue and is made from a number of substances. Among them, it is the, sadly, cornea of a certain type of blue human eye that gives it its coloration. I know that is perhaps distasteful, but I have, of course, heard of the various experiments that you have yourself performed, so perhaps you would not be so dissatisfied. I find it peculiar and a little... How do you justify the hypocrisy?
You're just touching on my suffering there.
He reaches further into your mind. If you're able to articulate any more about it, that would be cool.
Well, that's literally nailed it. You're talking about experiments on eyes and stuff, and drinking this blue ichor, and that's he's dealing with hypocrisy
Right.
between the two minds.
What about his own brain surgery with Bishop?
That's not the state. He wasn't in this state now.
Right. Okay. Well, that is very interesting. I wish to.
Will it help me?
It will open your mind to an entirely new level of consciousness, and it may indeed help you, or worst case scenario, you will be lost in the abyss forever. If that is the case, Dr. Shipman, I personally will take responsibility and end your suffering immediately if you show any signs of complete loss of control. If you were to become a white, I myself would put you down.
Okay, I'll do it.
He takes out this second vial, but this one has this blue liquid in it. It's not very big and it's not very much. This one is for you. Sit with your friends. Give these to the others.
Okay.
And the door opens. Now, what you guys have been sitting out in the living room in the library for 10 minutes. So, what do you reckon they're talking about in there? Is he all right? Is he going to be in trouble or something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He won't be in trouble. He does seem like an old man from time to time, but I promise you, he has a good heart, a big old heart in his chest.
Come on, being an old man doesn't mean you're a bad guy. I mean, my old dad's a pretty good guy, and he's old and he's a man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, there's something we're gonna have to talk about there. Actually,
right. Fuck yeah. Talking. Oh, right. Yeah.
Come on, let's go to another room. This won't take long, guys. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. So you take Ellen. Yeah.
Well, heightened senses work here.
Probably. We'll just be sitting on the step because that's where I like to hang out.
Okay. Yeah. Can't go and see my family. I know. I heard all this before.
I don't think we can't see them. It's just eventually you're going to have to stop seeing them because they could be in danger. So what I'm thinking is that, we go and have like one final
You want to
dinner.
make them into vampires too, right?
No.
Why don't we make everyone into vampires?
Because then we have nothing to eat.
Right.
No, we can't. We literally can't do that.
That sucks.
Actually, we probably could, but we're not going to.
What if we made them all ghouls and then we just drank enough to keep us going? And
the issue is that they're in danger by being near us. Just like you died, remember?
Right.
You fell off that building. Can you imagine your old mother doing that?
Yeah, no, that's not cool, is it? No, all right, okay. Fuck.
We've got to say goodbye, and honestly, I want to meet them.
Right, okay, so I guess I'll make a meeting and we'll have a dinner or something with them and then never see them again.
It's the safest thing to do for them.
Well, what's the point then? Why don't we just leave them alone and let me get on with it then?
Because when you first came into my life, you told me that you were a family man and you couldn't stop talking about your parents and your siblings. So you care about them.
Yeah, right. It's not all I care about, but yeah. Okay.
We'll cover all you care.
So what are we gonna? So what? I'm gonna go and see them, say goodbye to them, and then what? I'm gonna die or something like that. What are we gonna tell them? I'm going to live in America, Mum, and I'm not coming home.
It might might be an idea to say you are moving away. You're going to become an actor.
They'll want to come and see me. They'll want me to fucking, I don't
We
know.
will figure out the logistics around that. It's just something you need to think about.
Right.
It's incredibly difficult in your position. I've
hear
never
Ben
had that.
coming down the stairs
so-
behind you, and he says, "Excuse me, Madam Sage.
Yes.
Uther and the others are waiting upstairs."
Okay. Sweet. Okay, let's go.
All right, you go back upstairs.
Mhm.
All right, so Dr. Shipman, you come back into the room. Uther trails in behind you.
I'll start handing out the vials.
Uther puts his hand on your shoulder, Shipman. He says, "You'll be fine."
Okay.
So he hands out these small tubes of blue liquid to each of you.
Little glass vial?
Again?
No, it's a citrate.
So out of game,
Joke.
who has done Blue Ichor before in this character?
Sage, Philippe, and Alexi. They're the only ones that have done it.
Right, but Philippe isn't here. So Bishop, this is Bishop's first time, and this is Dr. Shipman's first time. Okay.
And Alan's.
Uther says, what you're about to experience is a sort of trans-dimensional, trans-personal effect. It is indeed of occult nature. This is not a drug in any sense that you might be used to. This will not merely affect your mind. This will affect your spirit. Whatever spirit that you have, whatever soul that you have that is connected to your vitae, it will be transformed for several hours in such a way that you will be able to see into the etheric plane. You will have access to the astral if you push hard enough. You will become aware of things beyond yourself and about yourself. And they may feel and seem uncomfortable at first, but if you master them, they will give you access to unfathomable power. Is that clear?
So look at Alan.
Alan looks at you like he's speaking Greek. Yeah, clear as crystal, clear as day. Good. Do you have any questions? No, good. Then I suggest that you drink the entire vial. Now, Alan corks it and swings
Yeah, I
it
down
back.
it.
You down it?
What's Parker going to do?
Parker, you, sir, are not ready for this.
I down it.
Parker, if perhaps you would sit back and take notes, that would be your best course of action presently. Beware, note their behavior, note what they say. Do not let them leave the house. Yes, sir. I can do that, I believe. I'll try.
What about you, Dr. Shipman?
He already took it.
Already down.
And Bishop has?
Yeah, everybody's drunk.
Alan?
their
Good.
Ichor. All right, so
Me
you
too.
drink your Ichor too. Okay. Dr. Shipman, as you are sitting there, are you sitting or standing at this point?
I would have gone to sit in the corner.
Okay. After a moment, nothing really happens at first, and you're sort of thinking, oh, that didn't do anything. Certainly not as fast as some of the drugs that you have access to. Some of those can be very fast acting, and this takes about 5 minutes to kick in. And as those 5 minutes pass, there's probably a little bit of small talk amongst the group. Do you feeling anything? I'm not feeling anything. Are you feeling anything? I don't know. You may or may not do that.
I know what I'm doing, so.
You know what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, do I already see the images?
All right. Never mind. Stop there.
Very good.
Shipman, the room pulses. As if it was a living thing.
I will touch the walls.
You can feel the heartbeat in the wall of the universe. It becomes like a drum. It becomes deafeningly loud for a moment, and it's also simultaneously as the rush of your own vitae through your body, coursing through your veins. Of course, Bishop, you're going through the same experience. I'm describing it to Dr. Shipman because every other member of the party has played through this experience before in one time or another. After a little bit longer, you notice the room kind of twists, and when it straightens out again, you can see there is the specter in the top right corner of the room, up among the cobwebs, it looks like a wedding gown hanging in the cobwebs, but it's just staring at you.
I'm gonna stare back.
It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. Sage, can you describe your shade?
Sure. So you can imagine like a banshee, like a woman with like white eyes, white hair that's sort of flowing out and back, lots of it. She's got like long fingers, quite gangly, quite long. She's got like a beautiful dress. You can't really see her feet, and she's floating off the floor, and she has a crown on her head.
And she is standing right behind Sage, and there are these etheric threads connecting her to Sage, making Sage look like a puppet. And when Sage moves, the puppet, the shade moves. And when the shade moves, Sage moves, making it kind of hard to tell who's moving which way that relationship goes. You notice that Alexi has a shade. Alexi, do you want to describe your shade? You're muted. Sorry, mate, you're muted.
It's a weird tentacly eyebally monster. I was actually just looking at it before one moment.
Like H.P. Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Just so cool.
I mean, there will be different layers and levels to your shades. Your shades can change over time. They can.
So is this experience scary? Like when I'm looking at these shades, is this scary? Is this making me frightened?
They're pretty weird.
I would
That
be
can be kind of
terrified.
scary.
Personally, I would be terrified. I would be like, this would be the worst LSD drug trip ever.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start putting my knees up.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alexis is sharing the screen.
That weird thing.
That is pretty terrifying.
That bottom picture looks like sushi I had.
Oh,
Of all the
Like the green little caviar eggs thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
So
caviar.
basically, Alexis is just eyes.
Eyes and tentacles.
Eyes
yeah.
and tentacles.
It's
Right.
just kind of perfect for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
Eyes everywhere.
Right.
Tentacles everywhere.
Okay, Barry, do we have any idea what Bishop's shade looks like yet? I know I didn't really give you a chance to think about this, so I'm pulling this out of my ass on you.
Okay, it's
Does it have guns?
It's
oh,
probably made of guns.
it does have guns, many guns, but it has a lot of blood coming from it.
So it's bleeding as well.
Yeah, it's bleeding as well, and also it has bodies attached to it. A body of a little boy and the body of a woman.
Okay.
And they're joined to it like the skins are literally
sewn on.
Yeah.
Okay, is it a little bit like a Vosd or a Schlachter in that
respect? Yeah,
like
in that respect. Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of some scary vicissitude type thing.
Yeah, so but they've got like the woman's, you can see the woman's arm and a bit of her body.
Right.
And you can see the child's arm and a bit of his body, but only one arm.
Right.
And
I'm going to suggest that there is another figure connected to your shade,
Smith.
and
probably,
it's Smith, and
Probably.
he kind of just peers over his shoulder from time to time. He's not always there, but he kind of just
yeah.
kind of just looks over your shoulder every now and again.
Yeah.
Almost like he's attached to your back.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're pretty terrifying stuff. Yeah. Okay. And I guess this brings us. I mean, do you want to add anything else? Anybody want to add anything else to the shades?
Well, I would love to have a look behind Alan.
Alan. Oh man. Let me think about
The
Alan.
soccer ball, giant one,
Right.
The soccer ball monster.
He's a
but it's bred to the motorbike.
Yeah, I think actually Alan's shade is probably a very deformed motorcycle accident victim.
Whoa.
You know, lots of broken limbs and scars and parts of his during the operation, pins and things in his face and head, holding his skull together.
I'll just be like looking back, like, whoa.
He's like, what the fuck are you guys? What is this? Dr. Shipman, have you had enough time to think about what your shade might look like?
Yes, I have. So I'll share my screen. How do I do that? There's the share screen.
The
right in the
picture of
middle.
you with a negative.
I'd say that it does look like Shipman, but the limbs are very elongated, and it looks like that.
Whoa.
Okay,
that is pretty freaky.
Yeah,
do,
so like
do the face, Luke. Do the face.
You can't see.
No,
But yeah, so like looks pretty much like Shipman, except really elongated, and yeah, the neck is twisting around like that.
I love that. That's cool.
That is pretty cool. Fuck yeah. Okay. Right. So you have shades.
So everyone, what you see before you are our shades attached to us. Alan, this is yours. It's really, it might be hard to see because they are kind of like a marionette of.
He tries to turn around, and as he does, the shade just keeps moving. And out of game, it's really hard to see your own shade. That's kind of the point in a way, is like you never really reveal it to yourself, like it's your shadow.
Well, Alan, yours looks like a motorbike accident victim.
Oh fuck!
Kind of gory. I'm really sorry, Alan.
Yeah. Me too. Uther steps forward too, and he says at this point, he kneels down in front of you, actually, and he says, "Now, the work for you now, the first work, is to become familiar with the shade. You must not fear it. You must not hate it. You must not reject it. You must assimilate it. Until you have done these things, you will find it very difficult in this state to do anything. You'll find that it will work against you. You will try to move and it will tug you in the wrong direction. You will find yourself clumsy and often distraught. You will be a victim of emotional turmoil as you tug this thing about, and it tugs back equally, perhaps even more strongly, because it carries within it every fear, every pain, and every trauma that you have endured. And until you cut those strings and allow yourself to integrate with it, you will have no control of it, nor yourself. And that process begins now. So yes, you may begin by describing each other's shades to each of you, for you cannot see it at first. And Uther sits back. So mine looks like an accident victim.
It's quite horrific, really.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess so. So I can't see it because every time I turn it moves, right?
Yes. Philippe can see them though. He can draw it for you if you really want to see it.
Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, we should get that. We should get.
Although, like, I mean, hopefully it doesn't hurt you in any way, or mentally scar you. Or,
yeah, that's no. We don't want to do that. No. I mean, I don't really know what happened. I mean, I fell off the bike and shit, and then next thing you know, I'm in hospital, and I came in and out of consciousness a few times. And next thing you know, I'm running down the hallway with you, and I'm wearing a fucking gown with my bum hanging out. You know, and then next thing you know, we're getting in a car, and I can't remember exactly what happened. It just comes and goes. Where we left, and then I don't know.
We were in. Well, for one, you weren't in your nightgown. You had your clothes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. And we escaped in an ambulance.
Right. Yeah.
Courtesy of Dr. Shipman.
Was I a vampire by then?
No.
You hadn't made me. You just healed.
You were a ghoul.
Right. Of course. Sorry, getting so confused now. This stuff's really blown my mind. So
I look at Bishop.
Bishop, you're kind of scary, man.
Yours is really sad. Did you?
It is weird.
It's like
it is very weird.
There's a child over here, and a woman, I think.
Yeah, that's enough. I'll deal with it in my own time.
But there's
Become
not just
one with
those
it,
two
Bishop.
people. There's another person. A male?
Yep.
Now, Bishop, you don't know what your shade is.
What does the male look like?
I will describe what the male looks like because I don't know.
He looks like a serious burn victim on the one hand.
Okay, well he's got
like
burns.
Freddy Krueger, but a gunslinger.
There's also a lot of weapons everywhere, which is not uncharacteristic of what I imagined your shade would be. But these other people.
Is the woman Oriental to you?
I can't. They're not going to say anything. They are your shade.
Does she look Oriental? Does she have Oriental features?
Do you mean Asian?
Asian, yes.
Okay. I suppose so. Right, out of game?
Out of game, is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
What about the child? Same?
Presumably.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
Okay. And Dr. Shipman.
Hello.
Hello. I'll walk over to you.
That is a weird ass thing I'm looking at there, Dr. Shipman.
Oh, you're looking at me, so
Down notes.
thanks, Alan.
So, sorry, Parker.
What is it?
So your shade is kind of like a horror version of yourself. Your neck is all twisted and floppy, and he's got a strange grin on his face and hollow eyes. He's covered in blood and
I don't really expect anything else, to be honest.
I mean, at least you're not a tentacle
stand up?
monster.
Yeah.
I'll laugh. Yeah, that's
As
true.
as you stand up, you feel the shade tugging at you. Like you feel like a puppet on strings. Like you made the decision to stand up, and you did stand up, but you're wobbly, like you're very drunk. And you can feel the tugs of the strings.
Wait, do you want to come over to the couch, okay? Because what we're all going to do now is we're going to be able to do some exercises with our shades. We can make them move, but better yet, we can become one with them. And we can travel the astral world. Is it astral?
You should
At the
show us
real
then.
world?
Etheric.
Etheric world. So let's get Dr. Shipman over to the couch where he can be safe, and because it, when you Alexi, when you go into it, your body becomes
Sage.
That
yes.
is right.
I think
I remember
Alexi's
now.
looking at me. Alexi's looking at me. Don't like it.
Oh,
Stop, Alexi, stop that.
What are you doing?
Stop,
That's
stop that.
interesting.
Stop looking at me, Alexi. I don't like it.
hey, Alan, are you okay?
Yeah.
I
Just
start looking at Bishop.
I don't. I'll be honest. I think Alexi has so many eyes. He's looking at everyone. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay.
You'll be okay.
He's a nightmare beholder. You think
Yeah.
beholders are scary? Alexi's shade is the Geiger.
He's a tentacle monster.
Extra eyes edition.
It's
Yeah.
Lovecraftian.
We were making a whole bunch of jokes earlier about little schoolgirls getting caught in his
It's
tentacles.
just like one of my Japanese animes.
Stop it.
Anyway, so we'll all take a seat. And then, okay, so we're going to try and practice moving our limbs, our spectral limbs. Okay? So,
All right. So that
haven't done this in a
requires a
while.
wits and occult roll. If everyone makes a wits and occult roll to see whether you have any control at all over your shade.
it's going to take some energy here. Nope, I can't do it.
No. So Sage is not succeeding.
I know how to do it. I just haven't done it in a while.
Right.
Alexi gets.
Oh, fuck.
Alexi
Go,
gets 3
Alan.
successes.
Back. Shipman, 2 successes. Alexi,
Bishop,
3 because automatic rank.
Oh wow, yeah.
Shit, where are we?
So,
Is Bishop, are you moving your dude?
cannot hear you.
Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yeah, I am moving.
And Alan gets 2 successes too. So I'm like, why can't I do it? I'm the one teaching you guys.
1 success from Bishop.
And I'm
One
just
success.
distracted.
All right. Well, that kind of gives you an idea of how things are going.
Let me try again. I can do this. I can do this. Compose myself. Okay, there we go. And I wave lift my hands, my spectral hands.
Russell,
Yeah.
I call my wife's name and have we decided if the child is a boy or a girl? Did we decide that?
No, I never had any.
It's a girl. I call my daughter's name
Okay.
and ask them to come to me.
Okay. Well, I can imagine that in your head you can hear their voices accusing you
Yeah.
of things, unspeakable things, things
Yeah.
that I shall not speak because they are unspeakable. And you maybe conjure images of them for yourself, and I suspect that everybody else sees Bishop's I was going to say Bishop's Sage. Bishop's
Shade.
Shade, yeah.
lights up. It starts burning.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll quickly rush over to Bishop and just like look at
Make a
him.
Rush check to do that.
Okay, right. Okay. I'm sure I could pass this. What do I have to roll?
I think it's just self-control.
Self-control. Maybe not. Oh, you gotta. That's probably copyright. I'll just keep talking. It's fine. And then just the one.
1 success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you mean you don't run away, but
Okay.
you're finding it difficult to approach him. You can
Okay.
take like 1 step towards him and then be like, oh, you can feel the heat on your face.
Bishop, you need to calm down.
I tried to save you. I
Bishop.
couldn't save you. I tried.
Parker, I need your help to go and comfort the ship.
Parker stands up, so he comes up to you. But at this point, you can see
It is.
Parker's, you can see Parker's shade. Music is weirdly fitting. What
He
music-
didn't have any, did he?
Oh, listen to his background.
We can't have it though. It's copyright for sure.
Oh man! What you can do is you can post a link to it, and we can all play it separately.
No, it's in Barry's.
It's K
it's-
Sarah, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's not. It's the TV at the back.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna have to think about this. I think this might be a good place to put us on hold for a week. As we learn our shades, I'll get a chance to think about what Parker's shade is going to be. But I can tell you that Uther's shade is kind of like this giant faceless monk. And there is a book behind his head floating there, and there's like a black halo.
Like
kind of
40k sort of styles.
Like what?
Put Warhammer 40k, like the big spiky halos.
Right. Yeah.
like
fuck yeah.
those.
That's cool. Yeah. Love it. Exactly. So it's like this monk floating behind him with this halo thing and this open book floating behind him, like the pages wide open.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you.
Hope you had fun, and yeah, think about your shades a bit more if you get a chance, and if you want to develop them, we can change them. You can also think about what kind of powers you think your shade would have in the underworld.
Wow, powers.
Think about them in terms of elements and in terms of like
Ooh.
planetary stuff as well, like yeah.
Excellent. I like that.
Cool.
So a planet and an element.
Yep, a planet and an element. So I guess if you think of it, and possibly even a zodiac sign if you want to, but how the zodiac lines up with the planet might be interesting because those things affect each other, at least in astrology. So I will see you all later.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you sooner than later.
Have a good one, guys.
Yep, have a great night.
Goodbye,
See you, Mom.
guys.
Luke, happy
Goodbay,
birthday.
bye.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
お誕生日
Oh,
お
happy
めで
birthday.
とう。
I wanted to ask you, Luke, how do you get such a cool background going like that? I want to know what you're
He
doing.
turns the light off.
Yeah,
I
blurred
have
background with.
I have colored lights.
Right. I mean, I've got
Yes.
colored lights, but you've just got like no front light or back light or, on you.
It's just his screen.
It's just your
Yeah.
screen. Is that right?
And I do no, so
You look
It's
like
really-
Darth Vader. Oh.
It's really moody for.
It's
for
so
this
cool.
thing. Yeah, it's cool. I wonder
Yeah.
if I turn these
Could you
off.
do it like so high? What's the highest?
I'm just gonna